Last Saturday afternoon, the Yellow Jackets were on the road looking for their third win of the 24-25 campaign. Got off to a great start, too, jumping out to a 2-0 lead over Bethel after the first period of play. Unfortunately, they did not come out to play in that second period, getting outshot 19-6 and surrendering the two goals that tied the game at 2. Iki Kagawa scoring twice in that opening period, once at 13:57 and again at 16:23, staking the Yellow Jackets to the 2-0 lead. Bethel coming back and scoring twice in the second period. Tyler Brasini scoring at 8:11, and then it was Jack Brown scoring at 15:20. It was 2-2 after 2. In the third period, the Yellow Jackets absolutely buzzed Bethel. They were all over the Royals, outscoring them 19-4. Unfortunately, 2 of the 4 shots that Bethel had in that third period ended up in the back of the net. Brasini with his second of the game at 5:29, and then just 2 minutes later, Jake Svendal scoring, and it was 4-2. So the Bethel Royals scoring 4 consecutive goals to take a 4-2 lead over the Yellow Jackets. Matt Francois scored unassisted at 8:49 of the third period to make it a 1-goal game. Yellow Jackets continued to fire at that net and were just storming the goal crease. Guys were pounding away at loose pucks, but in the end, they weren't able to get the equalizer, and they fall by a score of 4-3. Meanwhile, UW-Eau Claire, they went into last Saturday having dropped 2 games. They were 0-2-1, losing at St. Olaf to open the season 4-1 before playing Bethel to a scoreless tie. And then last Friday, they lost on the road at Concordia before a big win on Saturday afternoon, 5-1 over Augsburg. So it was a good win for Coach Matt Lowen and the Blue Golds, and they were able to pick up their first win of the season before coming into this one here today. Elsewhere around the WIAC tonight, this is the full slate of games here as the UW Stout plays host to Northland. That's a 7 o'clock game at the Finetti Community Center in Menominee. And then tomorrow night's opponent for the Yellow Jackets, UW Stevens Point, is on the road at Hunt Arena in River Falls, a 7:05 start there. We'll keep eyeballs on those 2 games in addition to this one here. Earlier this afternoon here at Westman Arena, the Yellow Jacket women's hockey team picking up a 6-0 victory over Northland College. They jumped back above the 500 mark with a record of 4-3-1. Jenna Hoops leading the way for the Jackets as she scored twice in the hockey game. Molly Black getting her 3rd collegiate shutout in the contest. That was a big win for the Yellow Jacket women's hockey team. And then tomorrow they'll be back home, a 2 o'clock face-off here at Westman Arena against UW Stevens Point. The Yellow Jacket men's basketball team is on the road down in Texas. And then the big action tomorrow afternoon, the Yellow Jacket men's soccer team in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. They'll be taking on number 8 ranked Amherst tomorrow afternoon. And that is what is going on around the world of Yellow Jacket athletics and the WIAC. About 21 and a half minutes to go before the start of this one here at Westman Arena. We'll take a timeout and come back and have our conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna when the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce continues right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. It's Friday night. The Yellow Jackets back home at Westman Arena, getting ready to open up their WIAC season against UW-Eau. I am John Garver, and we're joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. And rewind to last Saturday, Coach, in that third period, you guys threw absolutely everything at that Bethel squad. How many guys had multiple chances from basically the goal crease in and could only muster one goal in that period?
Yeah, it was a good response because the second was our worst period of the season to date so far. To get a 2-goal lead in the first and then come out, take it too many men because we don't get the puck in deep, and then it have 12 minutes basically in penalty kill, and guys really not getting into the game to rebound and then throw up, which is wild because the shots were actually like 13-14 at the end of the second, which I don't know. I thought maybe we got a break by the Bethel Stack crew on that, but yeah, the third period was good, but again, we're still searching for that 60 minutes, and we have to find a way to fix the second periods. It seems like first we're okay. Thirds we seem to kind of regroup or whatever, but you can't win a game, certainly in the WIAC, in 40 minutes of effort. You got to have, and you can't take 4 penalties in a row, including some on the kill, which is always fun. But yeah, it was a good third. Not to take anything away from Bethel, they did beat us, but I said to our guys that you guys lost the game. Bethel didn't beat us.
You did bring up the penalty kill, though. Very good second period for the PK. Those guys had a lot of work that they had to do, particularly 5-on-3. Really good job on the PK. And then beginning half, the first half of that period, your goaltender was outstanding.
Yeah. Colby played great. Your goalie has to be your best PKer at the end. No matter what, right? Like there's going to be looks. You're going to give up a chance, whatever. Especially when you get 4 in a row and 5-on-3s, but he was up to the task, which makes the defensive mental lapses in the third even more frustrating. But it happened. It is what it is. Move on. We went through video. We did the practices and and all that stuff. And now it's another chance to get back into the right column. Chance for some guys to step up. The WIAC it's going to be new. It's like another new season for. I don't think anyone in the MIAC that we've played plays like teams in the WIAC, so it should be, another first tonight for a lot of guys.
I don't think there's a conference in the country that plays the way the WIAC does, and when you're talking about defensive lapses, I'm assuming you mean goal number 4 when 5 players in the ice lose track of the weak side D and he ends up scoring the goal, but we won't go any further into that. Concerning about the power play, because again, you're 4 games in this, you got 1 power play goal, you're firing at a pretty low percentage right now. How do you fix that?
Well, it's the message was, guys, this is game 5. If it doesn't, it's generated us momentum, so I don't want to take that away from the guys. And we've had a couple, if they were a second or 2 longer, they would count, and all of a sudden we're all like, oh, the power play's clipping at an unbelievable rate. Yep. Let's get measured for the rings, right? So it's a two-way street in a way too. But the numbers are the numbers at the end of the day. We only do have 1. Guys need to start stepping up. More importantly, there's guys on there that have donuts across the board that if they don't, they're coming off.
That's actually a great segue into the next question, because you have a number of guys who, 4 games in, guys that you're counting on don't have any points on there. How do you get some of those guys going? Because you can't go forward. You're not going to win games without that group of guys.
Well, like I said, there's guys that are, I wouldn't say we're playing guys through things. They're doing other things that are keeping them in the lineup. But we have a decent amount of forwards, and eventually those guys are going to get the tap. And if they execute, could be a long season for some of those guys. That's just that they knew what they signed up for. That's the nature of the beast. And if guys are scoring and we're winning and you're not in the lineup, well, did I pick the wrong lineup? Who's not doing their job in this situation?
One guy doing the job, I think, 5th game of the year, 5th pregame we've done, 3rd time we brought up Ike Kagawa, because every single game out, he just does something even better and does something even more, and right now probably your most consistent forward.
Yeah, I mean, Ike's a very dynamic forward with the puck, right? But again, so he's dynamic with the puck, but I could get mad at him because he also is elite at passing the puck to the other team on breakouts, right? So, again, what can you live with? What can't you live with? What can you work a guy through? He's doing things that still keeps it. We'll continue to work on those things. Like, that's development, right? He's a very dynamic player, and and it's weird, right? Like, guys that obviously we saw the skill when we were recruiting him, but we have guys on this team that had 30 more points than him in their 20-year-old year, and he's out. Like, you never know who's really going to be the guy. It just so happens to be Icky right now.
Said earlier, there really isn't another conference in the country that plays like the WIAC does, and right now I'm not sure there's another team that plays the way Eau Claire does. They play a heavy game, and so it's going to be a dose of something you guys haven't seen yet coming into this one tonight.
Well, I think their forwards can skate, which we've gone against. I think the biggest difference that they've struggled to score goals this year, right? So at the end of the day, listen, it's you could be the fastest team in the world. If you're only scoring one goal, you're just a really fast team that doesn't score. I think one of the bigger differences that we will see tonight is they have a D-corps kind of like ours, where they're big, they're strong, they can lean on you, they can make you. They can make it hard on you. I would say they're a little bit deeper, if that makes sense. From the forward group to the back end. So it'll be a harder game. I'm assuming it's going to be a low-scoring, tight game. They can skate, we can skate. There'll be some up and downs, and then there'll be times where both teams are hemmed in the zone. Right? They're either on the positive side of it or the negative side. Then you just got to play your game and get your bounces, capitalize on the little amount of chances that I anticipate really happening for both teams, and then you get ready to get on a bus and drive down the gauntlet to Stevens Point in the following night. So it's a fun weekend here.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
That's Yellow Jacket head coach Rich McKenna. 9th season behind the bench for the Yellow Jacket head coach. He's 93 wins, 101 losses, and 17 ties is his all-time mark as head coach. So looking at milestone, hopefully not too far down the road for him, as he is 7 wins away from 100 in his career all-time. Grab my book here quick. I should have written this down earlier, so my apologies for that. All-time against UW-Eau Claire, Coach McKenna has a mark of 420-1. So it's been a bit of a one-sided rivalry, which makes it all the more remarkable that the Yellow Jackets have an all-time record of 76, 66, and 10, considering how one-sided things have been over about the last 10 to 15 years. His counterpart is Matt Lowen in his 18th season behind the bench for UW-Eau Claire. 186 wins, 83 losses, and 23 ties is his all-time mark. Time now to take a look at the starters in this one. The starting lineups, as always, are sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. For the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Jack Boschert getting the start in goal. He's a 5'10", 165-pound sophomore from Florissant, Missouri, making his 3rd appearance on the season. He's 2-0, has a 1.00 goals against average and a .965 save percentage. The sophomore making his 3rd start of the campaign. The starting 5 in front of Jack Boschert tonight on the blue line, Evan Axel and Dusty Bergstrom. And then the forward line will be Chris Ishmael centering Gavin Watt and Daniel Roosevelt. Other forward lines for the Yellow Jackets here this evening. Justin Dauphiné will center Logan Nickerson on the right wing and Iki Kagawa on the left. Cade Shea will center Gavin Rasmussen on the right wing and Carson Riddle on the left. 3 Yellow Jacket forwards there who are still trying to figure out a way to get going, as they are, all 3 of them are without any points so far on the season. And then Matt Francois will center Alexei Yarmolnik and Blake Setter. Yarmolnik on the right wing and Setter on the left wing. Other defense pairs for the Jackets tonight: Matthew Danziger and Blake Holmes, Liam Whitehouse and Tyler Ryder. Extra skater tonight is Eau Claire, Wisconsin native Sam Brennan. For the Yellow Jackets, backing up goaltender Jack Boster tonight, Kobe Grant and Jan Skorpik. On the other side for UW-Eau Claire, Max Guchar will get the start in goal. He is a 6'1", 175-pound junior from Appleton, Wisconsin, making his 5th appearance on the season. He's played every second so far for UW-Eau Claire. He's 1-2-1, a 1.73 goals against average, and a .926 save percentage. 1 shutout in goal for the junior goaltender for UW-Eau Claire, Max Guchar. Starting line in front of him, Tyler Herzberg will center Leo Bacala, one of those notorious Yellow Jacket killers, and Cade Lemmer on the forward line. Will Brenner and Trenton Heide are the defense. Officials for tonight's game have been assigned by the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. The referees are Travis Alberg and Andrew Liebert, and the linesmen are Kevin Kangas and Anthony Podominic. And those are the starters, sponsored by Superior Choice Credit Union. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have a conversation with Yellow Jacket senior forward Matt Francois when the pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce, continues after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Turning my mic off.
So we won last Saturday, the 4-3 loss to Bethel. You guys get the 2 goals in that first period, build up a nice lead. You've had a really strong third period, but that second period is one of the toughest ones of the year.
Yeah, it's we're getting the hang of things. We're getting our consistency going. Still early. We're just getting to conference play today, but just working on those small things that keep the consistency going, the fire in the room. So.
Second periods have been tough for this team for multiple years. Putting 60 minutes together has been a difficult thing for this team this year. You haven't done it yet. You guys haven't had a full 60-minute game. How do you guys fight through that? What can you guys do to make sure that maybe tonight you do play a full 60?
Yeah, it's using what we learned to better ourselves and not dwell on it. So learning from those past experiences and developing new ways to get around it, and not dwelling on it, just using it for the future. Just taking each game step by step. So
You end up with a 2-point game last Saturday, though. You get your first goal this season, you get an assist. Haven't scored a goal in a while, so that one had to feel pretty good.
It was solid. It's all the team play. Good line mates working hard behind the play, so that really shows. And again, it's not an individual sport, so team's looking good. The players love playing with them, so each game's a new surprise in itself.
What went into you deciding to play the 5th year? Because you're one of the last ones who had the eligibility for the COVID year. What made you decide you want to come back for one more go-round?
Yeah, the COVID year was a little spread out. Didn't really feel like a full year. To be honest, the guys, or why I came back this year, it's a young, good group, and I just think we have all the potential in the world, and we can have the success that we had in the past. And I just want to bring experience and knowledge to the young guys and share what I can that I learned here and keep pressing forward.
Experience and knowledge is a good thing when you have as many freshmen on this team as there are this year. Sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. So what do you do to help those guys on a game-by-game basis?
Just share what I know again. They're all good players in themselves, so really not trying to change their game, let them do their thing, but encourage and push them in the right direction for the team's success. But yeah, again, everyone's good in their own ways, so just bringing that to the surface and seeing what we see, but bringing it out of them for the team's success.
Conference opener tonight against UW-Eau Claire, a club that you guys have had some success against. Usually in this building, a little bit tougher game when you're playing down there. They've been struggling a little bit here in the early going too. So what do you guys have to do to jump on them early tonight?
Like you said at the beginning, play good first, good second, and good third. The consistency is huge. They've always been a good team, but we need to exploit where they're at right now, and they're struggling, and we need to just press forward and not take it too seriously, but not take it too light. So just come ready to play and show them what we're made of here.
That's Yellow Jacket senior forward Matt Francois. And that'll do it for the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. We'll take one more quick break and come back with a drop of the puck right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back here at Westman Arena, seconds away from the drop of the puck between the Yellow Jackets and the Blue Golds. Jack Boschert will defend the goal to our left here in this opening period. Yellow Jackets and the home gold sweaters will be attacking left to right. Chris Ishmael stepping in to take the face-off for the Yellow Jackets. He'll do the honors with Tyler Hersberg of the Blue Golds. And one of those odd things here is we no name bars in either sweater. We haven't seen that much over the last few years, so it's Definitely not my favorite game. I like when I have those name bars on there. The puck has been dropped, and we are underway here from Westman Arena in Superior. A reminder, the opening faceoff is sponsored by Barker's Island Inn. At center now for the Blue Golds, Leo Bacala has his pass in the neutral zone intercepted. Jackets will come right back on the attack. Now at center, this is going to be Bergstrom over to the right wing. Roosevelt across the Eau Claire line. He sends it deep. Puck comes around the boards, kind of died there behind the net. And we're going to have a stoppage as Bacala went to chip that one out of the zone and puts it up into the Eau Claire bench. And so we'll get a face-off coming up here in the Eau Claire zone. 28 seconds elapsed here in this opening period. The Yellow Jackets and Eau Claire scoreless. From Westman Arena in Superior, I am John Garver. Happy to have you along on this Friday. Hopefully you got us on the radio out at the deer camp or whatever the case may be, as we are in the midst of the deer hunting season here in Wisconsin. Yellow Jackets have it in the neutral zone. Dumped in by Cade Shea, picked up behind the net. Colin Stein for Eau Claire. He'll wrap that around the left wing boards. It's going to come down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Behind the net, Blake Holmes passed over to the right wing. Didn't see exactly what happened. I just saw Jack Boschert getting upended in his goal crease, and his centerman Cade Shea coming out from the cage behind him. Stein at the left point. His pass up the middle is intercepted. Then Blake Holmes gives it right back to Stein. Yellow Jackets try to clear. That's not going to come out. Now Shea settles it down and gives it to Holmes, who starts the rush. Holmes over to Shea on the right wing across the Eau Claire line. Shea stick handles, loses the handle on it, gets hammered down to the ice with a good stiff check there. Blue Golds come back to center. Yellow Jackets able to break up the play and send it to the Eau Claire line. Now at center, Carter Green for Eau Claire. To the left wing for Cade Peterson, a long shot that catches traffic and ends up in the right wing corner. Puck is going to come back around now. Green at the left point, walks, fires, and a save made by Boschert. Rebound picked up and played behind the Yellow Jacket net. Grundy for Eau Claire. Goes up to the right point with it. Quick shot through traffic is going to be steered away by Boschert. That one from Bradley at the right point. Now at the left point, a wrist shot taken by Max Dronin, and the save is going to be made by Boschert. So Eau Claire with some good early pressure here in the opening stages of period number one. Setter without a stick on the left wing. Tried to kick it back behind the net. That doesn't go. Long shot left point by Green is going to be gloved and held. And a face-off coming up here in the Yellow Jacket zone. Face-off will be to Boschert's to Boschert's right. 17:42 to go here. First period, shots 3-0 Eau Claire. At center, Bergstrom played it ahead on the right wing glass. Comes down inside the Eau Claire zone. Trenton Heide's got it here. Heide, a transfer from UW-Stout, passes ahead on the left wing for Recchi. Cameron Recchi drops that one off. Pass across to the right side. Behind his net to Heide on the left side. He'll hit the brakes and curl back behind the goal as Dauphiné watches him. Good pick play in the goal crease there by the Blue Golds, thwarting the Yellow Jacket forecheck. Now Kagawa from the left side. Played that to the net. Wanted Dauphiné on the doorstep. And Guchar will come out and cover that one up. Face-off coming up here in the Eau Claire zone. So that's the first shot on goal of the game for the Yellow Jackets. I think in soccer that probably wouldn't even count as a shot. They would have said that's a cross. Fortunately, it's not soccer, and the Yellow Jackets have credit for their first shot of the hockey game. They have the puck now left circle. Roosevelt feeds that one up top. Ishmael top of the left circle fires one that's deflected over the glass and out of play. Face-off will be to Guchar's right. Jackets control the face-off. The shot by Gavin Watt never gets to the net as the Blue Golds break it up, and now Cade Lemmer the other way. Lemmer, check from behind as he takes down Matthew Danziger behind the goal. Hopefully that's a 5-minute major because he knew exactly what he was doing there. Puck comes back the other way, and there's the whistle. Lemmer went in on the forecheck. Danziger he was facing the boards, and they run him. And now Andrew Liebert, the referee, along with his cohort, Travis Alberg, are going to have a conversation. as Lemmer heads to the penalty box. Checking from behind was the indication. It is only of the 2-minute variety. Lemmer with 16 penalty minutes, now 18. Second on the Blue Golds in PIMS. Jackets to the power play for the first time, sputtering along at 6.3%. For those scoring at home, that is one power play goal and 16 opportunities. Eau Claire's penalty kill, 85.7%. A reminder, this power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Face-off controlled by the Blue Golds. Trenton Heide gets enough on that. He'll rip it all the way down the ice. Boschert out of his goal. Leaves it behind the net for Bergstrom. Pass up the middle for Shea, who then turned it over. Bergstrom able to recover. And he'll pass that ahead out of the reach of Gavin Watt down into the Eau Claire zone, and Colin Stein will send it all the way back down. So not a great start to this power play for the Yellow Jackets here. Rasmussen on the right wing. Rink wide on the left for Shea. He dumps it in. First one there, Will Brenner for Eau Claire. His clearing attempt knocked down. Shea with a pass to the right circle. Rasmussen up top. Long shot by Bergstrom, just misses wide to the left. Puck comes to the right wing corner, out of the reach of Carson Riddle. Jordan Randall for Eau Claire had it, and now the Blue Golds come away with it, and they clear that all the way down. Off the stick of Bergstrom, which actually helps them out a lot. Tyler Herzberg gets to the loose puck, sidesteps the check of Rasmussen. Rasmussen collides with Bergstrom. Finally, the Jackets able to clean it up and start back the other way. Justin Dauphiné with speed up the left wing, gets a step on the defense. He's around him. Dauphiné drives it to the net, gets knocked down in the process of shooting, and the Blue Golds are going to clear that one out to neutral ice. Dauphiné turned on the afterburners at about the red line and got a step on the D, unfortunately. Unable to finish off the deal. Evan Axel with 25 left in the power play. Starts it up ice. Comes across the Eau Claire line. Takes a bump along the board. Stein to clear. He fans on it. Jackets get it back. Comes up top now. Holmes at the left point. Over to the right point for Ishmael, who couldn't handle the pass. Down low for Dauphiné. Knocked out of the air by Colin Stein. He's going to clear that out. It's going to come back to the Yellow Jacket blue line. Final seconds tick off the penalty for Lemmer as Nickerson comes in on the right wing. His shot goes wide. It'll carry him to the right side of the net, and it's going to be covered and held by Guchar. Face-off coming in Eau Claire territory. Face-off controlled by Eau Claire, and they head out to center ice and dump it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Loose puck behind the goal. Tyler Ryder around the left wing. It gets past Setter. Ryder again for Setter. That one off his skate. Pinballs into the circle. Now the Yellow Jackets try to clear again, but can't. Held in at the line. Carter Green sent it to the left corner. Whitehouse gets it back for the Jackets. He'll play it ahead to center. Alexei Yermolnik couldn't get a stick on that, and that will result in an icing call. Face-off coming back down in Yellow Jacket territory. First game of a two-game weekend here for the Yellow Jackets. 3 of the next 4, including this one, are on home ice. They'll be on the road tomorrow at KB Willett Arena in Stevens Point, and then next weekend, Friday and Saturday, they'll be here hosting the 2024 Superior Showdown, sponsored by Subway. More on that a little bit later on in the broadcast. Alexei Yermolnik across the red line, gets it into the Eau Claire zone. Clearing attempt hits a skate. Setter picks it up and drives it deep. Francois behind the goal. Centering pass out front. Yermolnik had it at the goal crease. No, a shot, he scores! Alexei Yermolnik on the doorstep. Lifts it up over the glove of goaltender Guchar. Jackets lead. Keep the puck, young man. 6:26 the time of the goal. .6:26 the time. Yarmolnik will get the goal. Francois should get one of the helpers. We'll wait and see who gets the other one, but that's a big goal for the Yellow Jackets.
His first career goal as a Yellow Jacket, number 28, Alexei Yarmolnik. That is Yarmolnik from number 26, Matt Francois, and number 30, and number 3, Tyler.
So Ryder gets the Francois and Ryder on the helpers. I think you're going to try to give Kobe Grant one, but he's seated next to the bench here. Puck dumped down in the Eau Claire zone. 13 minutes to go, first period. Jackets with a 1-0 lead. Now a momentary steal by Carson Riddle. It's poked off his stick and cleared. Ishmael will dump it back in. Behind the goal now, Trenton Heide has it. Heide's pass is going to be intercepted by Roosevelt. Roosevelt left corner, feeds behind the net. Ishmael ties up his man, and Ishmael's going to go to the penalty box for a couple as he got the stick in on the Eau Claire defender. That'll be a hook and call in the first power play of the night now for UW-Eau Claire. 7:26 the time, and that's one of those that's coaches get frustrated with that. You just get your team on the board, you got all the momentum after Eau Claire had that really good surge early. And now you give them the opportunity to get right back into it with a power play opportunity. Ishmael for a hook. 7:26 of the opening period. First power play for Eau Claire. They come into the game at 9.1%. So better than the Yellow Jackets have been, but still not a sparkling power play percentage compared to what they are used to. On the left wing of the Yellow Jacket zone, Grundy has it on the half board. Throws that one up to the line. Nobody there, so Francois is going to pick it up and go shorthanded. 2-on-1. They cleared the lane. Takes the shot. The save is made by Guchar. Rebound was there, but the Blue Gold's able to pick it up and clear. They just kind of parted and definitely took the let the goalie take the shooter philosophy there. Good opportunity for Francois. In the right circle, Schmoll for the Blue Golds. Plays it up top, Bacala right point. Grundy left point. In the middle now, Rojo walks it to his right. Grundy, top of the left circle. On the doorstep, right post, and the redirection by Schmoll goes wide. Yellow Jackets try to clear it, doesn't come out. Held in now, high slot, Rojo walks, gives Bacala with a shot. Save is made, Boschert, and puck's lying loose in the goal slot. Now it's played down right post. Quick shot taken from the circle, and the save is made by Boschert as Jordan Randall got the opportunity. Now up top, redirection, and the save is made by Boschert. He sprawls out to cover, Blake Holmes hits him, and the puck gets away, but then it's going to be cleared all the way down, and 4 gassed penalty killers for the Yellow Jackets head to the bench. 30 seconds left in the power play here for Eau Claire, but Jack Boschert earning his money there. In the neutral zone now, the Blue Golds on the rush. Cade Peterson left side, throws it rink wide on the right. Stein's got it there, 15 to go in the power play. Up top, Peterson. In between the circles now, a shot. That one might have caught the iron as the wrister taken by Dronin. If it is on off the post, that's 2 pipes in the first for Dronin. Short-handed, meanwhile. The rush back the other way for Tyler Ryder, broken up. Blue Golds back on the attack. Intercepted by Ryder. He'll clear. Ishmael's out of prison, and we're back to 5 skaters apiece. At center now. On the left wing, Peterson gets it on his backhand, and he'll lift that into the right wing corner. Chased down by Blake Holmes. He'll wrap it around on the right wing. Kagawa to clear. It's not going to come out as the Blue Golds carry over the momentum from the power play. In the right wing corner, Yellow Jackets zone. Carter Bradley battling for it. Also in there for Eau Claire, Duluth native Charlie Erickson. Puck is tied up along the half wall. In the skates of Carson Riddle, he kicks it for Dauphiné. Dauphiné now for Kagawa, but that's not going to go anywhere, and it gets dumped right back in. Holmes quickly on the puck. Feeds that one around for Riddle. Tried to deflect it with the skate, and that one is intercepted. Shot goes over the top of the Yellow Jacket goal. Jackets been bottled up here a bit over the last couple of minutes. Now they get control of the puck, and Dauphiné will start it back the other way. Dauphiné ahead on the right wing for Kagawa. Iki Kagawa centering feed out front. Riddle had it poked off his stick. It goes into the left wing corner. Riddle comes out with it. Carson Riddle sporting a new haircut here. We saw that in the pregame. Him and Gavin Rasmussen look like twins. Up top, shot by Bergstrom, deflected wide of the net. Dauphiné on the right wing. Gives it down for Kagawa, who comes out with it, takes the shot. That's deflected wide by the defense. Carson Riddle tried to pick it up. He was tied up, and then it's going to hop past Sam Brennan and come to neutral ice. He'll dump it back in. Yellow Jackets will head off on a change here. As we pass the 11-minute mark of this first period, Yellow Jackets with the 1-0 lead. In the neutral zone, Whitehouse gives it in the middle for Blake Setter. He puts it on his backhand and dumps it into Eau Claire territory. It comes around behind the net. Taken by Brenner for the Blue Golds. His pass broken up by Setter. Alexei Yarmolnik went to dump it in, but that doesn't go. Now the Blue Golds regain control, and they'll jump back the other way with Trenton Heidi. Heidi across the line, drops it off. Shot top of the left circle by Cade Peterson. Swallowed up by Jack Boschert. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off coming here in the Yellow Jacket zone. Reminder, if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join the Big Sound, Matt Johnson, and me throughout the year as we sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on Yellow Jacket TV on UWSYellowJackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. Latest episode just dropped here last week. Had a chance to sit down with Commissioner Corey Borkhardt from the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. He was in town for UMAC semifinal volleyball. The Yellow Jackets hosted that night against Minnesota Morris. It's always good to catch up with the commissioner of the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference. Shots on goal so far in this period favoring Eau Claire at 6-5. And we've seen each team now so far tonight with their respective surges. Eau Claire had a really good one early. The Jackets weathered it. They had a couple of good ones, especially coming off the power play. Then Eau Claire had another really good one, again coming off of their power play. So even though neither team scored on the power play, they have been able to build a little bit of momentum from that time with the man advantage. Face-off will be to Boschert's right, 8:32 to go in the first. Left wing corner, Yellow Jackets zone. Ishmael comes out with the puck. Tried to pass that one up the boards for Roosevelt, but it was intercepted. Now the Jackets get it back, and Gavin Watt feeds it ahead now. Roosevelt for Evan Axel on the left wing side. He fanned on the shot. Puck in the left wing corner now. Comes around to the right wing side. Swing and a miss on the check by Gavin Watt. And in the process, the Blue Golds are going to clear that one. It goes up over the glass and out of play. Face-off will be to the left of Max Guchar here. 8:06 to go in the first, 1-0 Yellow Jackets. Axel on the right side, went down the boards with it. Puck's going to be in the right wing corner. Stein for the Blue Golds, chips that one up the wall for Recchi. Recchi into the middle. Now a pass ahead, off the stick of Hoyard, and that's going to roll in on goal, covered up by Boschert. Technically a shot on net. So face-off will be to the right of Boschert. A reminder that coming up during our first intermission here tonight, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, we'll have our conversation with Chris Sugar, the founder of D3HockeyNews.com. Talk a little bit about a couple things that are going on in the world of Division III hockey, including the impressive start that the Aurora men are off to, and are the River Falls women human? 2 non-wins for the Falcons. We'll talk about that during intermission number 1. Jackets dump it into the Eau Claire zone. Icing waved off. Stein on the right wing boards. Chips that one ahead at center. McCullough across the Yellow Jacket line. Passes over to the left wing for Lemmer. His pass is going to be broken up. Now a clearing attempt is going to be held in by Bradley at the right point. He sends it deep. Puck's behind the Yellow Jacket net. Lemmer and Danziger wrestling for possession. Jackets come out with it. Holmes up the right wing boards, clears it to center. Ishmael gets it into the Eau Claire zone. Blue Golds quickly transition it back out. Now Bacall is going to curl all the way back behind his net. He chooses to leave it behind the goal for Carter Green. Now over on the Right side, back in the middle for Green. He'll flip it into the Yellow Jacket zone and got a little too much underneath that one. Opened the club face a little bit too much. Puts that one up into the netting, and we're going to get a face-off at neutral ice. I'll apologize in advance if my voice is sounding a little gravelly tonight. Second game of the day. Not quite at 100%. Liam Whitehouse goes to dump it in from center. It's blocked. Second attempt does get deep. Guchar out of the net. Gives it to Heidi, who rotates it back to the right wing side. Now it's going to come back around behind the net. Gavin Rasmussen in the right corner. Tried to center for Shea, but that's broken up. Blue Golds will get it to center and dump it in. Icing waved. Picked up there by Tyler Ryder. For Shea, he backhands that one off the left wing boards. It comes down into the Eau Claire zone. Puck's played ahead at center and dumped down into Yellow Jacket territory as we pass the 14-minute mark of this opening period. 1-0 Yellow Jackets lead. In the neutral zone, left wing boards. Stein dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. It comes around the boards. Kicks off the wall, comes into the slot. Quick shot from between the circles. Kate Peterson. And the save made by Boschert. Yellow Jackets starting goaltender's been on the ball here in the first. Now on the high slot, Peterson, a shot stick save Boschert. Rebound comes around to the right side. Rasmussen tried to chop it out of the zone. That's not going to go. Second attempt, that's not going to go. Third attempt does, but Stein tried to dump it in. Jackets break it up. Kagawa's got it, right wing side. Kagawa, great pass across for Bergstrom going to the net. He fanned on the shot. Clearing attempt held in by Nickerson at the left point. And now we're going to get they're going to see. He played it with a high stick. Okay. I thought he kept that thing down, but linesman Anthony Podominic says otherwise. He's got a striped shirt on. I do not, so his opinion counts. Great vision by Kagawa on that play, too, to spot Bergstrom coming down. Just couldn't quite settle the pass down and get a shot away. At the Yellow Jacket blue line, Holmes chips it back to the neutral zone. Blue Golds regrouping. Rojo up the right side. He dumps it in. From the left wing, a centering attempt by Alexiak doesn't go. Now Cameron Recchi on the left wing boards, gets bumped off the plate. Puck comes up to the left point. Stein's going to golf that into the right wing corner. Holmes collides with a player down there. Gets it around for Kagawa left wing. He'll go high off the glass. Comes all the way down. Icing waved off. Stein plays that one up the left wing. Rojo carries it ahead. Comes across the line and dumps it in. Rojo, a transfer from Division I Niagara. One of a couple transfers on this Eau Claire club. Behind the Yellow Jacket net, it's Danziger. Feeds it over to the right side, Holmes. He uses the glass to get it to neutral. Now Setter on the right wing. Dumps it in. Blake Setter picks it up. Setter around the bottom of the right circle. Shot save, Guchar. Rebound was right there. Blue Gold's able to clear. Jackets go to dump it back in. Guchar guides that one into the left wing corner. It's going to be cleared back out into the neutral zone here. Long shot's going to be sticked by Boschert up into the netting. Then a collision between Evan Axel and Cade Lemmer. Sees both of them go down. Lemmer a tad slow getting back up. 5'9" and 194 pounds. So Cade Lemmer is a little fire plug. There's a slash delivered by Liam Whitehouse. Didn't like that Jordan Randall was encroaching on his territory. Yellow Jackets center kicked out. Jackets control the faceoff still as carrying it to center Carson Riddle. Riddle now feeds it in the middle for Shea, who dropped it off, but only ones there were wearing blue sweaters. So Claire chips it ahead. Jackets intercept and dump it back deep. Behind the net, Heidi. It's cleared to neutral. Knocked out of the air by Tyler Ryder, and he'll dump it back in for the Yellow Jackets. Brenner for UW-Eau Claire. Plays that one to neutral ice. Rasmussen breaks it up. Rasmussen back in the lineup tonight after not playing last Saturday at Bethel. Might have been a tad on the sore side after getting crushed with a not-so-clean hit against St. Scholastica last week. Across the Yellow Jacket line they come. Schmoll from the left circle has his shot deflected over the top of the net. Puck's loose in the Yellow Jacket zone. Jackets flat-footed here. I think the forward line a little bit on the tired side. Danziger tried to work it up the right wing boards. Schmoll takes it away, centers into the slot. Yellow Jackets break it up. Now starting back the other way, Riddle. And he'll use the 64-degree wedge to flip that to the right corner and avoid icing. Now the Blue Golds chip it ahead in the neutral zone. Right at the Yellow Jacket blue line. It's going to be taken here by Holmes and dumped back ahead now. Ishmael across the line. Right circle backhand is tipped wide of the goal. Back the other way. Kyler Grundy for Eau Claire. Feeds that one to the left wing side. Peterson. Peterson with a shot tipped by Evan Axel. And that will go up over the glass into the netting here. With 2:14 remaining here in this opening period. Yellow Jackets with the 1-0 lead. First goal of the season for Alexei Yermolnik. The one goal on the board here in the early going. Face-off will be to the right of Boschert, controlled here by the Blue Golds. They did a great job tying up the Yellow Jacket defenders. Shot comes from the left point. That got tipped twice in front and bounced just over the top of the goal. Finally, the Yellow Jackets settle it down, and Ishmael will clear. Roosevelt tried to win the foot race of that puck against Cameron Recchi, but unfortunately for him, it was all in vain. I believe you got sons of two NHLers right there. Michael Roosevelt and Mark Recchi, I believe. I could be mistaken if Cameron Recchi is not the son of Mark Recchi, the NHL Hall of Famer. Recchi's got the puck, he centers. Roosevelt intercepts, and he'll start Tyler Ryder the other way. Across the red, he dumps it in, giving chase now for Ishmael. Took a bad route to that puck. And the Blue Golds will easily exit their zone as Hoyard with a nifty little move gets away from trouble. Jackets come back on the attack with Nickerson, right wing, takes the shot, glove save. Guchar, he'll hold on. Dane Hoyard, another one of those Division I transfers we talked about earlier. Played his hockey at Army West Point. Same as former Yellow Jacket Andrew Durham, who I believe has retired from the pro hockey ranks and is now going through fire school down in Dallas, Texas. He got on with the Dallas Fire Department. At center, Herzberg up the right wing. Jackets break it up and clear. Blue Golds at their own line now. Danny Reese plays that one ahead. Yellow Jackets break it up, and Nickerson will clear. That one got up on it. How is that not interference? As Dauphiné could have won the race of the puck, and they just stepped right into the path. Play continuing on. Bacala for the Blue Golds. Throws that one ahead on the right wing as PA announcer Mark Fleischer announces we have less than a minute to go in the first period. Guchar out of the net, ahead on the left wing. Now Bacala's got it at center. Bacala for Herzberg, a left wing. He tried to center for Bacala going to the net. Jackets break it up. And starting it ahead on the right wing, Rasmussen. He's 1-on-5 right now. Rasmussen right circle shot deflected by Stein. And that will go up over the glass and out of play. Frankly, that's probably about the best you could have asked for right there. You're 1-on-5. You had no reinforcements. And at the end of the day, you get yourself a face-off in the offensive zone. 34.4 seconds remaining. Face-off to the left of Guchar. Puck bouncing around the face-off circle. Axel, Bergstrom left point shot. That'll be deflected. As Jordan Randall got out on the defenseman in a hurry and was able to deflect that one up over the glass and out of play. 29.1 seconds to go. Clearing attempt from the left corner. Takes a funny hop off the glass. Rasmussen now falls down. Puck underneath him. Gets back up. Puck pops in the air again. They spike it to the line. It's going to bounce over the stick of Dusty Bergstrom. And now he starts it back the other way. Tried to spring Shea behind the defense, but that's broken up, and it's a 2-on-1 for Eau Claire if they hurry. Quick shot taken from the left circle by Rojo, and a save made by Boschert as the Yellow Jackets kind of got lulled to sleep there. I don't know if they lost track of how much time was left in the period, or if maybe they thought, well, nothing's really going to happen here. And a 2-on-1 nearly developed in a hurry there for the Blue Gold. 3.6 seconds left in the period. Face off to the right of Jack Boschert. Francois falls down. Puck scoots away from him. It'll come out to the neutral zone as the horn sounds, bringing the opening period to a conclusion. Not a bad first period for the Yellow Jackets. Wasn't quite as good as the opening frame was last week. But nonetheless, when you come out of the first period with a lead, you're going to take it, and you're going to be happy about it, and that's where the Yellow Jackets are right now. Jackets lead at 1-0 after one. We'll take a break and come back with our first intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network.
First intermission, and as always, our first intermission is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, and we will use the first intermission here tonight to catch up with Chris Sugar, the founder of D3HockeyNews.com, and kind of get some of his thoughts and insights on the already first month of the Division III hockey season. Hard to believe that we've only been in for 2 weeks, but you look back on it, and boy, you've had games for a month now. It's crazy to me that it's moving this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of catches up on you fast, especially, like you have kind of that exhibition time period, and then that kind of flies just because nobody's really paying attention to much, just because there's no, schedules aren't really posted. You don't really know rosters and whatnot, and then you get through the first couple weekends, and then kind of like the college football season, you look at it, it's week one, and then you look at it, and you're, talking like conference championship, so it always kind of feels like that.
Right. Yeah, it's gone quickly, but it's also given us a chance to have a couple of small storylines kind of developing over the course of that opening month. And I think looking on the men's side, at least for my point of view, Chris, let's talk about Aurora because they're making some noise on the men's side.
Yeah, I mean, they're really young. I didn't realize how young of a team they were. It's kind of one of those, you look at the roster and, you don't really have, there's not this massive abundance of D1 guys. And I know that method's kind of, I don't want to say dissolved, but I think we see kind of less and less now than we did where we'd have the Uticas, loading up with 9 or 10 guys and then in the end just, not working out. Like Endicott this year has a decent amount and, they seem to be doing pretty good. So we'll see how that goes. But Aurora's very young and obviously that's good for them. It's, good for the current and the future. But, yeah, we saw the one year. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Don't quote me. They started out like 12-2 or 14-2, something crazy. I mean, granted, their schedule at the time, the way the schedule really stacked up and the ability and the quality of the teams, then versus now, like trying then wasn't what they are now. I mean, trying's very good compared to what they were.
Right.
Time, but like Aurora, they were. I don't know. It's different than that. I think just because the quality of teams you're beating. I mean, they handled Stevens Point, who they had some struggles against the top teams as of late, and they beat Augsburg, who's obviously a good team regardless of the roster, and sweep over Adrian. I think that kind of speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of Adrian having a new coach or not, sweep over Adrian in Adrian's always an achievement, regardless of the quality, because they're always going to have a quality that's better than 99%. That's kind of what I say to that.
Yeah, that was I had a chance to listen to part of the Stevens Point game to open the season, and I mean, when I tuned in, it was 4-0 and had just become 5-0. So I was kind of surprised to see that. Also knowing that Stevens Point is a fairly young roster as well, so I knew that played a role. I at the time didn't know that Aurora was as young as they are, and then to see last weekend the sweep over Adrian, that was kind of the this team's probably for real and they're going to make some noise.
Yeah, and with Adrian, like obviously, I think they're going through just some transition pains or just some, nothing against Coach Phillips. It's just new. I mean, you're getting used to things. They lost some. I mean, they're playing a tough schedule. It's not as if their schedule's easy. I mean, they had Utica twice, they had Cortland, Oswego, and, now you get Aurora. It's like you're kind of just thrown into the fire there. And so, no, it'll be interesting to see how they fare. I mean, obviously, now they're in kind of a territory. There's a long way to go. But going 0-2 versus Aurora, that kind of, I think it jeopardizes a little bit if you're going to host or depending on your seed. You might now be relying on you might be relying on an automatic bid versus in prior years, Adrian, it was just whether they won the conference or not. They were in no matter what. So
right.
That'll be the new kind of dynamic of you may say Norbert might be that team this year or Aurora where it's the, hey, do you win it or do you not? You're still in the tournament versus Adrian's now going to be that one possibly needing that automatic bid, which we have gotten used to them not.
Let's flip over to the women's side of things, Chris, and the number one team in the nation, the defending champions, UW River Falls, after running the table last year, 2 non-wins this year, and again against good teams, obviously. But do you read anything into that?
I mean, they still haven't lost.
That's why I said non-wins.
Yeah, they still haven't lost. I mean, it's kind of hard to. They might be better off. I mean, I'm a lifetime Connecticut or UConn, however you want to call it, athletics fan, and like women's basketball, like Coach Oriema would always say, like we needed to lose when they had the 90-game win streak, or when they were always winning are going into the NCAA tournament undefeated. He's like, we should have lost because it helped us out. And you think at some point River Falls, might want to drop a game here just because the odds will keep playing against your favor the more you win. So, I don't know, that's just kind of a, fun for thought. But they had a lot of turnover. I mean, you can't expect them to keep winning every game. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, Eau Claire seems a little up and down right now. With the 2 games against St. Mary's, they dropped, which St. Mary's just like they're going to win games that people don't think they will, and then they'll drop games you don't think they will. So that's another weird one. But no, I think they're fine. But without that auto bid, they are going to have to have less of the non-wins. Let's say that.
Right. And the top of the, I look at the women's poll for this week on D3HockeyNews.com. Top of that poll kind of staying the same. River Falls is still that number 1 team. Gustavus, even with a loss, they're the number 2. Middlebury, number 3. Adrian, 4. I don't see a lot of, I honestly think those 4 teams are probably going to be planted at the top of that poll all year long.
Yeah, I mean, I like Amherst. Their goaltender, he's been arguably the best goaltender in the country. Natalie Statson, she's a freshman. I mean, I think they'll be very good as usual. I think it's a toss up between them and Middlebury. Obviously, Middlebury, their coaching staff is essentially 2 head coaches. Where eventually when Coach Mandigo retires, McNamara will take over. So I think it's kind of I don't want to say advantage, but I'd say recruiting, just the overall dynamic. You have 2 essentially amazing head coaches running your staff, so Middlebury won't be going anywhere. I think Utica is kind of a wild card on here because, granted, this is kind of the first time we've seen them consistently beat those good, like, top tier opponents. I don't know if we're going to call Elmira the top tier at the moment, just with the way they've been performing. But regardless, Utica would always beat who they should beat, and then they would just fall short against the Nazareth, the Elmira, the teams that actually have that chance of making an NCAA tournament. So I think they're a wild card just because they play Nazareth this weekend. Historically, they're terrible against them. But this looks like to be the year, if they're going to do it, that they'll make their first NCAA tournament.
Good stuff as always, my friend. Let's catch up here in a couple weeks, and you and your family have a great Thanksgiving.
You as well. Always a pleasure.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with more of our first intermission right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network.
We're back here at Westman Arena, moments away from the start of the second period. The Yellow Jackets with a 1-0 lead over UW-Eau Claire. Courtesy of Alexei Yarmolnik's first collegiate goal at 6:26 of the first period. Matt Francois and Tyler Ryder the assists. Elsewhere around the WIAC, after one period of play at Hunt Arena in River Falls, the Falcons with a 2-1 lead over Stevens Point. Pointers struck first. Dawson Chirino scoring earlier in the period, but then River Falls scoring twice in a span of 14 seconds in the final minute of that first period to take a 2-1 lead after one. And at the Finetti Community Center in Menominee, one period in the books there. It's Northland and UW Stout tied 1-1. Stout outshooting Northland 18-1 in that first period. But Northland made it count. Their shooting percentage 1,000. And they're going to tie ball game there after 20 minutes of play. Here the Yellow Jackets 0-1 on the year when scoring first. The first three games of the season, they gave up the first goal. And then last Saturday it was, they scored the first goal. It's the only time this season that they scored first, and they ended up in the loss column. Fresh 20 minutes on the clock. It'll be 5-on-5 hockey to start. Boschert, 12 saves in the first, defends to our right. Yellow Jackets in the home gold sweaters with black and white trim will be traveling from right to left here in the middle period as the Jackets win the draw. Evan Axel up the right wing for Yarmolnik, and he'll fire that one into the Eau Claire zone. Bouncing puck off the end board, slowed down here. Blue Golds will clear. Knocked out of the air by Blake Setter. Setter now on the left wing. Works himself around Will Brenner and dumps it into the Eau Claire zone. Penalty coming on the Yellow Jackets. They're going to get Yarmolnik for taking down defenseman Trenton Heide. And it's going to be another power play here for the Blue Golds. Not a whole lot you can debate about that one. .27 seconds in. Blue Golds get their second power play. Last Saturday, it was 42 seconds into the second period when the Jackets went shorthanded. That was a too many men on the ice penalty and created a not-so-pleasant second period. Hopefully we don't have the same effect here in this one as the Blue Golds win the draw but fail to hold the zone. And they'll come back out to neutral ice now, driving it to the net. A shot save made by Boschert as Kyler Grundy came down the right side and worked himself into the top of the goal crease. Stretching out to make the save, Boschert. 18 seconds gone in the minor penalty to Yarmolnik. Still in the opening minute of the second period, controlled by the Blue Golds. Rojo over to Grundy on the left side. His pass tipped. It pops up in the air. Rojo gloves it down. Still has control of it. Gives to Bacala left point. His pass is going to be intercepted on the right wing boards by Danziger, and he'll play it all the way down the ice. Blue Golds regrouping now with Rojo up on the right side. He drops for Bacala. Over for Grundy on the left wing. Grundy sends it around for Schmoll on the right board. Up top, Rojo right point. Bacala left circle. Playing catch with Grundy on the left wing side. A shot from Bacala left circle. Save made by Boschert. Rebound held in on the left side. Bacala gets it to the line and then loses it. It's going to be Dauphiné picking it up. Jackets have numbers shorthanded. Dauphiné breakaway. Dauphiné backhand, and the save is made by Guchar. Rebound still loose in the slot. Jackets still digging away for it. Delayed penalty call coming up here on the Blue Golds, as the speed of Justin Dauphiné created a great opportunity. He's begging referee Andrew Liebert for a penalty shot. Not going to get it, but the speed creating the penalty there, not to mention multiple scoring chances on the play. Dauphiné coming down the left side picked up speed. Because of the slash and the way the defenseman played it, really wasn't a whole lot he could do aside from try to take it to the backhand. That was easily steered aside. So we're 4-on-4 here for the next 35 seconds before the Yellow Jackets will head to the power play for the second time. Colin Stein for the Blue Golds. Passes over now on the right wing. Hoyard across the Yellow Jacket line. Loses the puck. Axel breaks up the play. He'll flip that up the right wing for Rasmussen. Into the middle, Bergstrom. Left wing boards. Riddle comes off the wall now. He'll curl all the way back toward his own line. Gets away from trouble. Escapes a couple defenders and gives to Axel. Axel across the line, right wing side. Takes the shot, stick save Guchar. Big rebound up the slot. Bergstrom, he scores! Dusty Bergstrom gets the loose puck between the circles and beats Guchar on the stick side. 2-0 Yellow Jackets. .221 the time of the goal for Dusty Bergstrom, his second of the season. Riddle and Axel should get the assists. 6 seconds left in the 4-on-4, so the Jackets still have a power play coming up here. They win the faceoff. It comes back down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Out of the penalty box, Yermolnik.
Your Yellow Jackets, his second goal of the season and 6th of his career. Number 6, Dusty Bergstrom. He got an assist from number 15, Carson Riddle. And number 21, Evan Axel.
Just like we thought it would be. Puck now in the right wing corner. Behind the Blue Golds net. Ishmael battling for it here. He slides it up to the left point. Holmes over to the right point. Axel walks, fakes. Dauphiné right side of the net. Back up top. Axel for Dauphiné right wing corner now. Behind the net. Nickerson left corner, up top, left point, Holmes, back to Nickerson, into the left circle, looking for Ishmael. He whiffs on the shot. Blue Golds are going to send that all the way down. 30 seconds left in the power play here as Ishmael feeds it for Carson Riddle. Now his pass is going to be broken up. Ends up in the left wing corner, Yellow Jacket zone. Comes behind the net now. Danziger pressured there by Lemmer on the PK. Now Alexiak's got it. He'll skate it all the way back into his own end. Stein pressured hard by Gavin Watt. Now he'll send it the distance. Bergstrom for the Yellow Jackets. Spins away from a checker. Now he'll start it back up ice. Penalty has expired to Rojo. So we are back to 5-on-5. Each team 0 for 2 on the power play. Stein behind the net. Steps away from Gavin Rasmussen. Cuts back over to the left wing and carries to neutral ice. He'll cross the red and dump it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Jackets quickly, however, come back the other way with Gavin Watt ahead now. Riddle across the line. Riddle's pass hits a skate, ends up in the right wing corner. Blue Golds are going to clear it up to the line now and pick up speed to center. Alexiak up the left wing. Falls down just inside the line. Whitehouse pushes him back down for a second time, but he was able to get the puck to the left wing corner. Centering pass in front and a one-timer between the circles by Dronen. Just misses wide. Best opportunities of the night here for Eau Claire have come courtesy of Dronen. Twice ringing the iron, and then that last one, an absolute rocket that just missed wide. Puck is in the Eau Claire zone, played ahead at center. That's going to miss everybody. Icing waved off. Chased down by Dronen left corner. Whitehouse takes it from him, but he can't clear. That's held in by Reese at the left point, and he'll play it deep. Now played back behind the Yellow Jacket net. Reese on the left side as we pass the 5-minute mark of this second period. 2-0 Yellow Jackets. Jackets get control and are able to clear it out to neutral. Comes all the way back over. Left wing boards, and Kyler Grundy sends it into Yellow Jacket territory. Behind the net, Tyler Ryder coughs it up, but able to recover and poke check it away from trouble. Now Setter on the left wing for Ryder. Good pushback here by the Blue Golds after giving up that last goal. In the neutral zone, Brenner on the backhand flips it back into Yellow Jacket territory. Tyler Ryder wraps it hard around the left wing. Great hop comes right to Setter, and he'll throw it rink wide on the right for Yermolnik. Alexei Yermolnik bullies his way down the right wing boards before losing the puck. It's going to be played back around behind the net. Bergstrom at the left point pinches and holds. Blue Golds regaining control. Charlie Erickson's got it there. Passed up on the right wing for Randall. Randall's pass intercepted in the neutral zone, and Nickerson starts Kagawa back the other way. Cuts back to the middle. Fires! He hit the post! From the right circle, Iki Kagawa rings the iron. Now Nickerson, left side of the net, has his shot deflected. That'll go up into the netting. And a face-off coming here in the Eau Claire zone. You remember back a couple Saturdays ago, Iki Kagawa rang the iron twice in the overtime. Chalk up third post of the year for him right there. 13:47 to go, second period. Jackets up 2-0. Stein behind his net, ahead on the left wing. Jackets break it up at center with Dauphiné. And now we're going to have a penalty coming. No, they blew the play dead. It looks like Nickerson for the Yellow Jackets and Rojo for Eau Claire. Their helmets got stuck together. I've only seen that one other time. And props to Superior Telegram photographer Jed Carlson for catching the pictures of it. It was a women's game here. Yellow Jackets and Adrian. The helmets got stuck together. Face off in the neutral zone. Played down into Yellow Jacket territory. Recchi gives chase. He's got it right wing corner. Recchi tried to dump it down low. Feeds it deep for Hoyer, who comes down. Jackets intercept. It's Kagawa back the other way. Kagawa across the Eau Claire line. Mishandles the puck at the top of the left circle. And the clearing attempt will go up and over. And we'll get a face-off coming up here in the Eau Claire zone. 13:17 remaining here in this second period. Jackets up 2-0. A reminder that coming up during intermission number 2, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated tonight, we'll have a conversation with the Yellow Jacket head men's soccer coach Joe Mooney on the eve of the NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Sweet 16. Yellow Jackets taking on Amherst tomorrow. Blake Holmes for the Jackets sends it deep. Comes to the right wing corner. Riddle's got it there. Got hooked as he was trying to pull that puck out of the corner, and the Blue Golds will clear. Lemmer on the left wing slams it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Holmes to clear. It doesn't come out. Shot from the right point blocked by Riddle, and that will come to neutral ice. Second attempt to dump it out of the zone now hits Cade Shea, and it's all the way to the left wing corner, Eau Claire zone. Carter Green ahead for Bacala at center. He'll pass to the right wing for Bradley. Jackets break it up. Cade Shea now back the other way. He turns it over in the neutral zone. Jackets get it back. Gavin Rasmussen tried to dangle around the defense. It was taken away from him. Jackets forced to regroup. Shea on the right wing. Tips that into the Eau Claire zone as the line change will commence here. Now pass ahead at center on the right wing. Bacala tips it into Yellow Jacket territory. Bergstrom retreats behind his net, then sends it up the left wing for Gavin Watt. Watt dispossessed of the puck there. It comes back into the Yellow Jacket zone. Bergstrom for Evan Axel as we pass the 8-minute mark of this second period. Jackets up 2-0. On the left wing, Watt cycles it deep. Roosevelt left corner. Tied up along the boards, keeps the legs moving to get loose. Now Bergstrom. I have no idea what that was. That was a very indecisive move. Do I shoot? Do I pass? He really did neither. It ends up in the right wing corner, Then the Blue Golds go to clear and hit the scoreboard here at center ice. Face-off coming here to the left of Max Guchar. 11:40 remaining in the second period. 2-0 Yellow Jackets. Whitehouse at the right point. Ryder left point. He sends it down low rather than trying to take the shot and get her blocked. Loose puck behind the Eau Claire net. Taken here by Max Dronin. Ahead on the right wing. Jackets able to break that one up. Whitehouse tried to clear. It was deflected. Comes right to Tyler Ryder. He passes ahead on the left wing, and Roosevelt tips it in. Stein behind his goal. Passes for Cade Peterson. That's Rojo, rather. Pass ahead on the right wing. Erickson tips it into the Yellow Jacket zone. As we pass the 9-minute mark of the second period, 2-0 Yellow Jackets leading. Stein backs it up in his own zone. Passes for Rojo on the right wing. Now up the boards. Randall plays it in. Comes up to Rojo at the right point. Shot through traffic, ends up in the right corner. Roosevelt on the left wing. Chips that one ahead. It comes to neutral ice. Yarmolnik couldn't quite get there in time. Blue Golds dump it back in. Now Ryder ahead at center. Goes off the skate of Colin Stein all the way into the Blue Gold zone. Yellow Jackets in the process of a line change, and Eau Claire quickly coming to center with it here. Oleksiak relieves Dauphiné of the puck. Comes in, shoots between the circles. Saved Boschert. He'll hold on to that. Just the second shot of the period for Eau Claire. It's nearly 10 minutes in. Shots have been hard to come by. Let's call a spade here. Each team. Jackets have had 4 shots here in the second period, so 4-2. That's kind of what Coach McKenna talked about. Is we're going to have things pretty tight between these two clubs. Puck dumped into the Yellow Jacket zone as we pass the 10-minute mark of the second period. 2-0 Yellow Jackets leading. They try to clear. It's going to come out to center now. Kagawa on the right wing had it poked off his stick. He gets it back. Pushes it ahead on the right looking for Dauphiné, but he's engaged with the defender right there. Now in the neutral zone, Brennan breaks up the dump, and he flips it back into the Eau Claire zone. Kagawa with a steal. Out front for Dauphiné, who was all by himself, and the puck just took off over his stick blade. Left circle, Kagawa, a shot that gets blocked. And now back the other way comes Eau Claire. Bradley across the Yellow Jacket line. Now he curls it back. Jackets block the dump in. It goes off Nickerson and ricochets all the way down. Guchar out of his net. Sets it up there for Carter Green, and he'll dump it. Puck comes all the way down into Yellow Jacket territory. Behind the net now, Danziger. Tried to push that one down low. Jackets pick it up and come to center. Check that. I misspoke. Took a bad hop in the Blue Gold's hole. On the right wing, Rasmussen flips that to center. It's going to come all the way down. And that's going to be an icing call on the Yellow Jackets. One of those where I wonder, was that the ice? Is that the puck not being frozen enough? What in the world happened on that playoff run for Justin Dauphiné? Kagawa found him, and he was wide open. That thing just got up and bounced right over the stick. Dauphiné will take the draw to the right of Boschert, controlled by the Blue Golds. One-timer from the right point by Trenton Heide gets blocked. Now they center shot, they score. Herzberg from the right circle beats Boschert high on the stick side, and Eau Claire is on the board. First of the year for Herzberg, that coming at 11:18. It's one of those where, all right, we were a little on the tired side there because of how that shift was unfolding. The icing call and everything, he didn't get to make the change. They win the draw. Tired guys couldn't make the play. So with 8:42 to go in the second period, 1-goal game here.
Eau Claire was number 21, Tyler Herzberg. He got an assist from number 13, Cade Lemmer. And at number 9, Leo Bacala.
So Bacala again with a point against the Yellow Jackets. I got to go back and look at that up and see how many points he's got against the Jackets. Because every game he just seems to pick us apart. Buck in the Yellow Jacket zone. Bergstrom's got it. Ahead on the left wing for Blake Setter now ahead. This is Francois. He crosses the red line and dumps it in on the backhand. The puck comes to the left corner. Rojo there first. Jackets get it back, however. Centering attempt from the left side by Yarmolnik doesn't go. Now Francois up top. Whitehouse fires, just missed wide. Center from the left side. A shot blocked by a sliding Colin Stein. And now back the other way. Here come the Blue Golds. Stein up the right wing. He'll cross the red and dump it in. Ishmael behind his own net for the Yellow Jackets. Ahead on the left side, Ryder tips it to center for Setter. Setter being held up, gets the loose puck, and he'll dump it in. Ishmael giving chase. Blue Golds get there first. Left wing corner, puck comes up the boards. Big check along the wall as Gavin Watt knocked down an Eau Claire player, but the Blue Golds back on the attack the other way. Shot comes in from the right side, a save made. Boschert, rebound ends up behind the goal. That goal by the Blue Goals kind of woke them up a little bit, but now that one takes off as it goes over the stick of Carter Green at the left point, comes all the way down. Guchar out of the net, plays that around the wall. Big check in the neutral zone by Gavin Watt. And an Eau Claire player is down as the puck comes back the other way. That's Jordan Randall, who's down and hurt. Boy, that could have been a penalty on the Yellow Jackets there. Now a lot of pushing and shoving going on as they want a piece of Gavin Watt. One shoves Watt. Ishmael shoves that guy. Then a guy shoves Ishmael. Randall back on his feet, so he'll skate off under his own power. That was a pretty big check in the neutral zone right there. But it will remain at 5-on-5. If you're a Yellow Jacket fan looking for great team gear, visit the official Yellow Jacket Sideline store and browse all the current styles of Yellow Jacket apparel and accessories, including the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear. Find the Yellow Jacket Sideline store at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. Tomorrow on the UW Superior campus, 2 o'clock face-off here at Westman Arena. The Yellow Jacket women's hockey team will be in action, taking on UW Stevens Point. The Big Sound Matt Johnson will have the call on that one. 1:45 pregame show. Then at 3 o'clock at the Mertz, the Yellow Jacket women's basketball team will be playing host to St. Catherine. 3 o'clock tip with Don Layton stepping in to the play-by-play on that one. The return of Dr. Don Mulhern, former Yellow Jacket women's basketball head coach, now the head coach of St. Catherine. 3 o'clock tip on that one here on Yellow Jacket TV. Away from here, men's basketball is on the road down in Texas for a tournament they're playing in this weekend. Men's soccer in the NCAA Sweet 16 tomorrow afternoon against Amherst. And then tomorrow night a 7 o'clock face-off from KB Willett Arena in Stevens Point. The Yellow Jackets and the Pointers. 7 o'clock face-off, 6:30 pregame on 91.3 KUWS. Face-off in the Eau Claire zone. Jackets control. Bergstrom at the left point, plays it down the wall. That one's going to be broken up and cleared back into Yellow Jacket territory. Brennan giving chase. Lemmer takes him into the boards. Bacala picks up the puck. He gets stapled to the wall, and the Yellow Jackets are going to clear. In the neutral zone, Kagawa's got it. Kagawa gets sandwiched between defenders and lost the puck. Bacala back the other way for Eau Claire. Gets it for Lemmer. Puck kicks to the front of the net. Dauphiné breaks it up. He squeezes between defenders. Jackets the other way, 3-on-2 if they hurry. This is Dauphiné on the left wing. Takes the shot, deflected in front by the defense. It pops up in the air. It's going to come down on the left wing boards, and Herzberg will clear it to center. Tyler Ryder for the Jackets ahead on the left wing. This is Nickerson now. Logan Nickerson spins away from a check. In to help out Carson Riddle. Riddle's first point of the year coming in the first period on an assist. Or check that second period, excuse me. Now a clearing attempt held in by Cade Shea, but now that's going to be taken from him by Bacala, and he'll come back the other way. Bacala dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Picked up here. Ryder backs it up behind the net. Whitehouse up the left side. Riddle for Shea, who sends it in. It's going to be cleared back to the Yellow Jacket blue line. Whitehouse has it there. Goes up the right side, and Rasmussen uses the arm to get it in the offensive zone. At neutral ice, Holmes flips that to the Eau Claire line, gloved out of the air. Cade Shea on the left wing does a good job to settle the puck down and then dump it in. Comes around behind the Eau Claire net. Rojo throws that pass ahead at center. Oleksiak gets to the Yellow Jacket blue line and dumps it in. It comes around the boards on the right wing side as Hoyard here. Down low for Recchi. Up top, right point, Rojo. That one broken up by the Yellow Jackets. 3-on-2 at center now. This is Rasmussen across the line to Riddle left wing. Takes the shot. Guchar the save. Shea was driving for the rebound, but Guchar able to poke it past him. Now Shea in the right circle. Centers that one looking for Rasmussen. Should have probably taken the shot. Riddle's going to take the shot from the high slot. That's deflected to the left wing corner. Now at the left point, Holmes has a poke check past him, and it comes to center. 4.5 to go here in this second period. 2-1, Jackets on top. Blake Setter, right wing corner, Eau Claire zone. Spins from a check, falls down, almost threw it in front. It banked off a skate and just missed the left post. Behind the Eau Claire net. Setter battling for it. He comes out with it, plays it up top. Bergstrom left point, shot blocked. He gets it back, sidesteps the defender, takes a shot blocked. Gives it off for Francois, who sends it down low. It comes off the end board, picked up on the right side by Setter. Now he'll cycle it back deep. Rojo gets there, he wraps it around. Bergstrom can't hold it on the left wing boards, and that's going to come back the other way. Down into the Yellow Jackets zone, right corner. Grundy's got it there. Blue Goals play it to the front of the Yellow Jacket net. Grundy feeds it into the slot, but Reese has it poked off his stick. Now over on the left circle, Peterson, shot blocked by the Yellow Jackets' Evan Axel. Comes out to neutral ice, and it's dumped back in. Boschert sets it up behind the goal. Now Bergstrom throws it to center, where Setter gets a stick on it. Can't get it all the way in the Eau Claire zone, however. The Blue Goals will back it up with Reese behind his net. Trying to catch the Jackets in a change, they almost do, but Tyler Ryder able to catch up to it. Ryder tied up on the boards, in to help out Watt. Ryder gets loose with it here, plays that one ahead for Ishmael, and he tips it to the Eau Claire zone. 3 minutes remaining, second period, 2-1. Yellow Jackets are leading. At center, Jackets break up the play. Watt gets clipped down in the center face-off circle. Clearing attempt knocked down by Roosevelt. I think the Jackets were offside there, but play allowed to continue. Then Roosevelt gets spun around inside the line, gets back up. Thought for a second maybe it was knee on knee, but he appears to be all right. Ishmael left corner. Cycles down low for Roosevelt. Jackets could get one here before the end of the period. That would be a capital idea. Meanwhile, the Blue Goals back the other way with speed. Connor Schmull on the right wing. Plays it to the front of the Yellow Jacket goal, and Boschert will cover. And we'll get a face-off here in the defensive zone with 2:21 remaining here in the second period. Face-off will be to the left of Boschert, controlled by the Blue Golds. Kagawa wrestles his man off the puck, and Blake Holmes to clear, but not out. Now Kagawa blocks the shot, gets it to neutral ice. Stripped of the puck, however, by Heidi. Now the Jackets regain control, and on the right wing, Nickerson tried to dump it in, but actually they're going to be called for an offside, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. 2 minutes and 1 second to play here in this second period. Face off to Guchar's left. Dauphiné in to take it. He's been pretty good tonight. Had a couple really good opportunities. One in the first period that was in tight. They're speeding down the left wing, but got himself in a little too tight. One in the second period. Hopped over his stick. Feel like opportunities like that, he's gonna get one eventually here. Actually had two good opportunities. There was the breakaway where he was asking for the penalty shot, the shorthanded breakaway, where he drew the slashing penalty. Then the centering pass that hopped over his stick. So he's had some chances. Face off in the Yellow Jacket zone to Boschert's right with a minute 49 to play in the second. Blake Holmes behind his net. For Kagawa left wing, he'll go off the glass. Bounces into Eau Claire territory. Stein settles the spinning puck down. Oleksiak now. Passes that one ahead. Hoyard on the left. Tried to drive the net. Danziger prevented that, so he sends it up top. Stein left point. Right point Rojo. Shot deflected, and it's going to miss wide. Stein again. Up top for Recchi at the left point. He'll pull it to the middle. Between the legs pass, back to the left side for Stein. Long shot, catches traffic in front. Danziger with the block there. Nickerson to clear, it's not going to leave. Nickerson tries again. This one does come to neutral ice. Jackets with the steal now. It's Kagawa. Kagawa left circle. Tried to feather that one through for Dauphiné going to the net, but it was blocked. Under a minute to play here now in the second period. Hoyard leaves for Oleksiak. Pass ahead for Cade Peterson across the Yellow Jacket line. It's going to come down to the right wing corner. Yellow Jacket zone. Bergstrom up the left wall, and Kagawa tips it to neutral ice. Puck played back into Yellow Jacket territory. Bergstrom behind the net. Axel up the right side. Rasmussen to clear. That doesn't go, but Dauphinese does. That's going to get up on end and spin all the way down. Icing waved off. Carter Bradley ahead at center. Across the Yellow Jacket line, Dronin from the left wing. His shot tipped over the top by Evan Axel. Now at the left point, Carter, green shot, stick save, Boschert. Centering pass out front, picked off by Carson Riddle. Riddle now for Cade Shea, who picks up speed to center. Across the line, it's swept off his stick and comes back to neutral ice. And the buzzer will sound, bringing period number 2 to a conclusion. Not the best period of hockey again for the Yellow Jackets, but as second periods go, that one probably about as good as we've had so far here this season. A lot of conversing going on between the two teams as the Blue Golds head back to their bench and then toward their locker room. The Yellow Jackets doing the same. Yellow Jackets had a 1-goal lead after the first period, and they have a 1-goal lead after 2. Dusty Bergstrom at 2:21 of the second made it 2-0. Tyler Herzberg at 11:18 for Eau Claire tied it, got the Blue Golds on the board. And after 40 minutes, Jackets are up 2-1. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll have my conversation with Yellow Jacket men's soccer coach Joe Mooney. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Second intermission here, and we're joined by Yellow Jacket men's soccer coach Joe Mooney. And I guess the easiest way for me to start this whole thing, Coach, is just to go, so how was your weekend?
Thanks, Carves. Yeah, it was pretty good, obviously. Obviously played a really good team on Saturday in North Park, ranked number 9 in the country, and we knew going into that game it was going to be a test of physicality and just grit, and our guys passed the test. It was a terrific game, and Josh Bellamy getting a great goal, Alex Paredes getting the clean sheet. Just a lot of guys stepped up. Terrific game. 24 hours later, we're back into it with the defending national champs, who knocked us out last year in a big way. So I think there were a little bit of nerves going into Sunday's game, but once we settled in, I thought we actually played some really good soccer, and kind of showcased. I think we're rolling at the right time. I think we're playing our best soccer at this point of the year. Obviously, getting a penalty kick shootout win, it's nerve-wracking, but it's that much sweeter when you do come out on the right side of it.
Couple different ways I want to go with this. First, not that we want to push in too much on what happened a year ago, but your guys' memory of that game a year ago. Did you bring it up? Did you have to bring it up? Or did they know that going into Sunday, okay, this is our opportunity to make good on what happened last year?
Yeah, I mean, really, Garz, I think I don't know that they were thinking about it a ton, about who the opponent was. To be honest, I certainly wasn't. Not that we didn't know. I mean, St. Olaf is very good this year, and they're well coached. Justin Oliver, what he's done with that program in just a short time is pretty cool. So we knew the test it was going to be, but there wasn't a lot of feelings of last year that came up. Our mantra this year has just been go earn one more game. I think this group, you can tell in the way they play, they really enjoy playing around each other. They really think there's something special in this group, and so I think really for us it was just a matter of we're not ready to be done playing with this group yet. So I guess it just for our guys, it didn't really matter who was in front of them. It just really was go out, play the next opponent, and make sure that we earn another game to be able to train and prepare for, so we can have one more game.
After that finish on kicks, the genuine emotion from your guys, whether it was the oh my God, we're moving on, to the excitement, tears, whatever it may be, it was also genuine and really it was fun to watch that. What were your emotions in that moment?
Going into penalties, it's the calmest I've ever been. And I don't know if it was just, I knew our guys were good on the spot. I think we have one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best in the entire country, in Alex Paredes. And so there was a lot of confidence going into it. Obviously, the emotions after it were more so than just, oh, wow, we made the Sweet 16. It is really a cool thing, and we should, kind of honor that and be excited about it. But it was more so just, the emotions of the game, and anytime you're in a penalty shootout, it really is. It's a 50-50 deal. So getting through it, obviously excited. And then again, I think really just getting back to being excited that we've got one more game, and it allowed us not just, when you make it from the round of 32 to the round of 16, it's not just one more game. It's a full week of training. It's a full week of being around this group again. And so I think that was maybe even, just that much sweeter.
So you knock off number 9, you take down defending national champion, your reward. It obviously doesn't get any easier. You've got the number 8 team, and the runner-up a year ago is going to be your first team you're playing in the Sweet 16. So talk to me a little bit about Amherst and what that match is going to be like.
Yeah, obviously they are perennial powerhouses. They've been in the Final Four, and I won't even mention how many times because I'll lose count here. They've got an extensive amount of tournament experience, late round experience. They're extremely well coached. Justin Serpone is kind of a legend in D3 soccer, and they've got a squad. They're very athletic. They're very good. So obviously, I think we look at this one and say we're going to be up against it a little bit. But I also feel like that was exactly our feeling going into last Saturday's game. Obviously, going into Sunday's game. So I think there's a mix now where there is some confidence, there is some achievement to kind of draw on. But I've kind of talked to our guys, the parade we kind of said ended on Monday. Enjoy the fact that you've made some history here. Soak up Sunday, the bus ride home, all that. Monday, go to your classes, get a couple pats in the back, all that, and enjoy that. But by the time we get to training Monday evening, the parade is over and it's back to work.
When did you know this group was different? I've said now for a while this year that this group felt different than other teams that you've coached here. Obviously it is because they have taken steps that none of the programs have done before. So when did you know this group was different and a little more special than some of the others?
Yeah, it's funny. I can actually tell you the exact moment. The team came out to our house in preseason, and when they left, we were kind of cleaning up a couple of last things, my wife Rachel and I, and we didn't have much to clean up because the boys, they're terrific. Like they took care of just about everything, help with dishes, all that kind of stuff, right? But they all left, and she and I were just kind of picking up the last pieces, and I said to her, this is the group. And I mean, it's coach talk a little bit. Like you always think you've got a group, right? Like especially in preseason, everybody's got a national championship side in preseason, right? I really meant it, and she could tell I meant it. And I think, even just her reaction to my statement, it just reaffirmed like this group is really special. So before we even played game one, I really felt like we had the group that could make a deep run here.
We're excited for what you have coming up here this weekend, and thanks for taking some time to let the Yellow Jacket hockey world know what all is going on, because uncharted territory, fun territory, and like I told you earlier this week, make sure you take a couple minutes just to soak it all in, because it's pretty special.
Yeah, appreciate it, Garves, and appreciate all the conversations you and I have had over the years, but your perspective this week was really good for me, and it's something I've already shared with the guys, so thank you for all you've done.
That's Yellow Jacket head men's soccer coach Joe Mooney. Again, his team on the eve of the NCAA tournament. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. down at Simpson Field in Eau Claire, the Yellow Jackets will be taking on Amherst, the number 8 team in the country, and the defending national runner-up. They actually lost to St. Olaf in the national title match a year ago, so hopefully Yellow Jacket head coach Joe Mooney and his Chargers can find them their way into the Elite Eight with a victory tomorrow afternoon. We'll be watching very, very excitedly as the Yellow Jackets take on the Mammoths of Amherst. We're about 7 minutes or so away from the start of the third period here at Westman Arena. Yellow Jackets with a 2-1 lead over UW-Eau Claire after 40 minutes. We'll take a timeout and come back with more of our second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. Second intermission here at Westman Arena. Second intermission, as always, is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. 40 minutes in the books, and the Yellow Jackets with a 2-1 lead over UW-Eau Claire. On the season, when the Yellow Jackets are leading after 40 minutes of play, they're at 1-0-1. You remember last week they were tied after 40 minutes on Saturday, so 1-0-1 when the Yellow Jackets have the lead after 2 periods. 1-0 Jackets after 1 on Alexei Yermolnik's first goal as a Yellow Jacket. Early in the second period, they made it a 2-0 lead at 2:21. Dusty Bergstrom scoring his second goal of the season from Carson Riddle. From Carson Riddle and Evan Axel, as they looked like Eau Claire was going to be able to clear that puck out of the zone, but a good job by Riddle to hold and find Bergstrom in the slot. And he took a shot from probably between the hash marks at the top of the circle that beat goaltender Guchar for his second. 2-0 Yellow Jackets at that point. That was a goal during 4-on-4 play, as each team had a player sitting in the penalty box. There was about 6 seconds left in that 4-on-4 before the Yellow Jackets went to the power play. You know, if they got a goal with the man advantage in that situation, that would have been a huge, huge goal for the Jackets there. Instead, it remained 2-0, and then Eau Claire got on the board at 11:18. First goal of the season from Tyler Herzberg. And that was a situation where the Jackets got caught on the ice for a little bit of a long time, and as a result of an icing call, couldn't make the line change. They lost the face-off, and ultimately the puck gets to the right circle, and Herzberg snaps a shot that beats goaltender Jack Boschert on the stick side. Again, his first of the season, 11:18 of the second period. And it's a 2-1 lead after 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Shots on goal in the second period, they were tough to come by for both teams. UW-Eau Claire had 6 for a 2-period total of 18. The Yellow Jackets had just 5 for a 2-period total of 13. So far in the game, each team has taken 2 penalties for 4 minutes, and each team is sitting at 0 for 2 on the power play. Elsewhere around the WIAC, after 2 periods at Hunt Arena, River Falls holding a 2-1 lead over UW Stevens Point. All the goals in that one coming in the first period. Stevens Point out shooting River Falls 13-10 through 40 minutes. So defenses are pretty stingy in the WIAC on the men's side here on this Friday night. And then after 2 periods at the Finetti Community Center, UW Stout has opened up a 3-1 lead over Northland. Blue Devils out shooting the Lumberjacks 37-5 through 40 minutes. Earlier today here at Westman Arena, in a game you heard on KUWS and saw on Yellow Jacket TV, the Yellow Jacket women's hockey team defeating Northland 6-0. Jenna Hoops scored a pair of goals in that one. Yellow Jackets got 9 saves in the shutout effort from Molly Black, her first of the season, her third of her career. Jackets now 4-3-1 on the season, 1-1 in WIAC play. And they'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon here at Westman Arena as they take on UW Stevens Point. 2 o'clock face-off, 1:45 pregame show with the Big Sound Matt Johnson on the call. Also tomorrow at noon, men's basketball in action down in Texas, taking on Trinity. At 1 p.m., men's soccer, as we mentioned earlier, against number 8 Amherst down in Eau Claire at Simpson Field. Sweet 16 of the NCAA Division III tournament. And then at 3 o'clock from the Mertz, Yellow Jacket women's basketball taking on St. Catherine. Don Layton will have the call as the Yellow Jackets entertain the Wildcats, coached by former Yellow Jacket bench boss, Dr. Don Mulhern. Both teams back on the ice here for the start of period number 3. See if the Jackets can crank up the offense a little bit more here in this third period. 17 saves so far for Jack Boschert. He defends the goal to our left. At the other end, 11 saves for goaltender Max Guchar. Matt Francois stepping in to take the face-off. He'll do the honors with Tyler Herzberg. Already some jockeying for position, I guess you could say. Puck is dropped, and we are underway here in the third period from Westman Arena. The Blue Goals win the draw, and they're going to immediately be called for the offside. Forgot to spend my intermission looking up the number of points that Leo Bacala has in his career against the Yellow Jackets. Maybe I'll save that one for tomorrow. We can talk about it in the pregame, because he is one of the all-time Yellow Jacket killers. Now, Jackets across the line. Francois fires, save made. Francois gets his own rebound, and Guchar makes the save on that as well. That developed out of nowhere. It looked like it was going to be stood up at the blue line, and all of a sudden, Francois's got primetime shooting. Left corner setter, flips it behind the Eau Claire net to the right wing side. Comes back up top, right point Axel. That's going to go wide. Karam off the end. Daphne out front for setter, but he got knocked down. In the process of shooting, he was right there. But the Blue Gold's able to knock him off the play now, and they come back the other way. Cade Peterson with the shot. From the left circle, Boschert with the stick save. And he'll deflect that over the glass and out of play. Really strong shift for the Yellow Jackets there. With a golden opportunity to build on this lead. Dauphiné now throws that one ahead for Nickerson, but that's going to be behind him. It comes all the way down. And Stein narrowly wins the race to that loose puck. And it's going to be an icing call and a face-off coming all the way back down in the Yellow Jacket zone. Face-off controlled by the Blue Golds. It gets past Stein at the left point. Nickerson takes off and gets around him. Now Nickerson taken down as the process of shooting, but play will continue on. Clearing attempt held in for a moment by the Yellow Jackets as it comes all the way back down behind the goal. Nickerson able to get past Stein. Unfortunately, knocked down as he was making that shot. Back the other way now come the Blue Golds across the Jacket line. Schmall centers. That one takes a hop. Comes off the end boards to the left side of the net, and dropping down to cover that one up is Jack Boschert. So things a little more wide open here in this first 85 seconds of the third. A little YMCA. Hey, Hannah, get him up and singing here. All right. She can't hear me. Face off to Boschert's right. Puck finally dropped. The Yellow Jackets try to chip it up the right side, but can't. Held in at the left point. Now Cade Shea for the Jackets. Good pass onto the right wing for Rasmussen. He'll get across the red and dump it in. Puck comes around to the left wing boards. Carson Riddle's got it there. Riddle wanted to throw it behind the net. Took a great hop off the wall. Was coming toward the front of the goal. But right there to scoop it up, Carter Green. And back the other way come the Blue Golds. They rip it hard into the Yellow Jacket zone. Recchi confirmed he is the son of former NHLer Mark Recchi. Now Riddle on the right wing. Left wing, gets bumped off the play. Rasmussen able to push the puck to the red line, but no further. And now Trenton Heide's got it here for Eau Claire. Heide dumps it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Comes around, right wing corner. Bergstrom able to intercept, and he'll start the Jackets back to center. Sam Brennan feeds it ahead for Ishmael on the right wing. He'll backhand it behind the goal. Comes around, Roosevelt has it tipped past him, and the Blue Golds with numbers to center. Lemmer on the left wing. Throws it toward the net. Boschert sticks that one aside. Bacala with the steal. It comes out front, a shot. Boschert the save. Lemmer turns, fires. That hits traffic in front. Ricochets in on goal. Boschert forced to stop another one. Now Brennan. Up the left wing, Roosevelt. He put that off the boards. Ishmael turned the wrong way. And Eau Claire will scoot that back up and come back the other way. Dumping it down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Ahead on the right wing, Watt. He tips it into the Eau Claire zone. Jackets take off on a line change here as Stein sends it ahead for Cade Peterson on the left wing. Peterson backs it up. Rojo's got it. Rink-wide feed for Dronin on the left. Jackets able to break that one up. Matt Francois passes behind his net. taken by Holmes. He'll flip that. It gets up on end and comes all the way down. And that'll result in an icing call. And a face-off coming here in the Yellow Jacket zone. At the right point, Rojo flattened by Blake Setter, but he was able to keep the puck in the zone. Now it comes over to the left wing boards. Francois off the glass to neutral. Setter runs into his man there, and the loose puck taken by Yarmolnik. Over to the right wing boards. Danziger's there, and he'll dump it in. As we pass the 4-minute mark of the third period, 2-1 Yellow Jackets lead. Dauphiné from the left wing tried to center. It was blocked. Setter in the left wing corner. He's pinned to the boards. Puck's going to come back around behind the net. Sharp angle shot save. Rebound by Setter, and a huge save there by Guchar. Clearing attempt is going to be held in. Shot taken from the left point by Bergstrom. Guchar's got that, and he will hold on. Face-off coming here in the Eau Claire zone. Oh, what an opportunity for Blake Setter in front, point blank. Has the puck on his stick, and a huge save by Guchar, who got from left to right in a hurry. Keeps this a 1-goal game. And keeps Blake Setter goalless on the campaign. At center now, the Blue Golds on the attack. Across the Yellow Jacket line they come. Bradley. Wrestled free of the puck behind the net by Bergstrom. Dauphiné had it, then loses it. Puck comes over behind the net. Axel goes up the right side with it. It's going to get past the defense and come the other way. Kagawa with speed. He's going to go to the penalty box. He wrapped up Connor Schmoll trying to jump around him. And that's going to be a penalty on Iki Kagawa. Holding will be the call there. Time of the penalty, 4:54. Third power play coming for the Blue Golds. They are 0 for 2. Blue Golds control the face-off. Bacala from the right circle, a one-timer, and the save is made. Boschert will hold. Blue Golds control the face-off. Rojo left point. Up top, Bacala. Schmoll right circle. Right point, Bacala. Over to the left circle now. Back up top, Rojo. Left circle. Grundy, right circle. Good puck movement here. Shot from the high slot. That's going to miss wide. Clearing attempt held by Bacala at the blue line. Now Grundy has it. Left circle. Up top, Rojo. In the high slot, a shot that's blocked by Rasmussen, and he'll get enough on that to clear it out into the neutral zone. Puck dumped down into Yellow Jacket territory. It comes around behind the net. Comes free to Roosevelt on the left wing, and he'll drive it all the way down the ice. Guchar out of the net, wraps it around behind the goal, up the left wing boards. Dronin feeds it back for Trenton Heide. Under a minute to go on the power play here as we pass the 6-minute mark of the third period. 2-1, the Yellow Jackets leading. Puck dumped in. Comes off the end boards, grabbed at the left side of the net by Boschert. He'll hold on. Cade Peterson took a little swat at the glove hand of Jack Boschert. Daniel Roosevelt not too keen on that. So did a little bit of research here during the last stoppage. Leo Bacala all time against the Yellow Jackets. This is his 9th game. 6 goals, 6 assists, including the assist he's got here this evening. Trenton Heidi on the left wing side feeds that up top. Peterson the shot, save Boschert. Jackets fail to clear. Peterson again. Drone in left circle. Up top for Heidi. 35 left in the power play. Recchi, top of the right circle. Fans on the pass. And that will slide out to neutral ice. Blue Golds will regroup. Dronin has it left circle. He'll curl back. Dronin again. Up top for Heidi. Right circle, Recchi. Recchi walks it. Gives it to Peterson now. Peterson carries into the high slot. Leaves it for Trenton Heidi in the high slot. Takes the shot, save Boschert. And that'll pop up into the netting. And we'll get a face-off in the Yellow Jacket zone. 4 seconds left. In the minor penalty to Iki Kagawa. 13:10 to go, third period. 2-1 Yellow Jackets. Good third period here so far. Hopefully the Jackets kill this one off. Get back to 5-on-5 and pop one. Clearing attempt by Danziger, held in at the left point. It comes down now to the left wing corner. Moved back behind the Yellow Jacket net. Blake Holmes wrestled to the ice, and that is definitely going to be a holding penalty. And then he shoots it after the whistle, and then he flops. No place for that. He grabbed Blake Holmes around the neck and threw him to the ice, then shot the puck into the midsection of Gavin Rasmussen, and then flopped to the ice when he was confronted on it. It'll be a shame if the Yellow Jackets don't get a power play out of this, because Cade Lemmer should definitely come out of that with more than one. But it appears they're going to even it up. .707 the time of the penalties. Francois is in the box for the Yellow Jackets. Long conversation going on between the referees. I mean, you had the original penalty on Lemmer, which I'm assuming was going to be for holding or roughing. And then after the whistle, he turns around and fires from short range. A full slap shot into Matt Francois. And then when Francois hits him, he flops. So they even it up, which is a shame. And we'll play 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Gavin Rasmussen still talking with referee Travis Alberg. I don't agree with the officials on this one. 4-on-4 as the Blue Golds win the faceoff. Jackets get control. So holding is the call on Lemmer. And unsportsmanlike conduct on Francois. 4-on-4 as the Yellow Jackets carry into the offensive zone. Holmes behind the net. He's got to keep his cool there. He got up a little high with the stick. Now a clearing attempt picked off. Rasmussen, right circle. He's wrestled to the ice. That's going to be a penalty on Trenton Heidi. They're going to call a holding, so in a roundabout way, the referees make good. And the Yellow Jackets are going to the power play for the chart. Check that. Yellow Jackets are going to call a timeout. Gives us a chance to ask if you've downloaded Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Get started and receive 200 points just for registering, 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. Typically, you get 100 points just for attending a Yellow Jacket sporting event. You get a few more points if you come early. You get a few more points off of that if you stay late. Today is a Swarm game for the Yellow Jacket men, and this game worth 150 points. So make sure you get yourself logged onto the app and get your points. All kinds of good stuff in the App Store. You got T-shirts. You've got coffee cups, playing cards, keychains, lanyards, you name it. We've got it in the Swarm Central App Store. Timeout has been completed. So 4-on-3 for 1 minute and 24 seconds. And then it'll be 5-on-4 when each team gets a skater back. Yellow Jackets now have swapped out the defensemen, Gavin Watt and Cade Shea on the ice. So the Yellow Jackets with 4 forwards on here as Carson Riddle circles back behind his goal and carries to center. Riddle up the left wing into the Eau Claire zone. Tried to force that one through a player, and the Blue Golds will fire it all the way down the ice. You got so much room out there in a 4-on-3. You should never have to force it through a guy like that. Now Watt to center. Riddle on the left wing. Has to hold up as the Jackets get in ahead of the play. Watt saucers it back for Riddle at the Yellow Jacket blue line. 45 left in the 4-on-3. Riddle fans on the pass, recovers and gets it to Shea. Shea now tried to throw it through a body. That doesn't go. Rasmussen slows it down. Rasmussen. Watt, one-timer from the left circle, deflected over the net. Riddle couldn't slow that puck down, and it comes back to the Yellow Jacket blue line. Cade Shea now on the right wing. Leaves it for Watt, who crosses the Eau Claire blue line. He goes to throw it across for Rasmussen, but the Blue Golds get a stick on that, and this has been one of those moments where you wish you could just decline the penalty. Danziger from behind the net. Each team gets a skater back in 5. With speed, Kagawa up the left. Kagawa circles to the corner. Gets tied up by 2 penalty killers, and that's going to get sent all the way down the ice. Each team gets a skater back. Power play now 5-on-4. 30 seconds left in the man advantage for the Jackets here. They lead 2-1. Kagawa on the left wing. Gives it into the middle for Blake Holmes. Over to the left side, Roosevelt. He gets run into the boards, and down the ice the puck goes. It's amazing, too, as Eau Claire kills. They always find a gap where somebody has vacated the area and easily send it the distance. Ishmael dumps it in. It comes around right wing, or left wing side, excuse me. Ishmael along the end board. Penalized player back on. Very uneventful power play for the Jackets there. I don't even think they got a shot away. Barely got set up. Now the Blue Golds to center. Over to the left wing, Oleksiak. He'll send it deep behind the net for Recchi. Holmes has him tied up. Blake Holmes got to be careful there. He's going to get himself a penalty. Instead he ties up Recchi. Jackets back. Ishmael for Kagawa on the right wing. The pass hops his stick. Ishmael stays with it and gets it to the right wing corner. Recchi and Holmes still tied up. Referee Travis Alberg tells Holmes, get up and get off the ice. Kagawa gets absolutely smoked in the neutral zone by Recchi. Kagawa wasn't even looking, and Recchi, who was coming off the ice after wrestling with Holmes, destroys Iki Kagawa, who remains down. Now he's slowly getting back to his feet and will limp his way off the ice, and Recchi's going to go to the penalty box, as is Ishmael. Referees are going to have a conversation there as well. 10:26 remaining. Or excuse me, 10:26 the time of the penalties, rather. I'm assuming it'll all even out. One of those where Kagawa's facing the wrong direction. It was kind of like what happened last Friday to Gavin Rasmussen. You know, Rasmussen wasn't even facing the St. Scholastica player when he was coming off the ice on that power play, and he destroyed Gavin Rasmussen. And that's kind of what happened here. Kagawa wasn't even looking as Recchi was heading off the ice. Always dangerous when a guy isn't looking. Referee Travis Alberg having a long conversation with the 2 captains. But we'll go back to 4-on-4 play. Kagawa appears to be okay. He's not being looked at by the trainer here, so it appears that he's all right. It's kind of interesting, too, with regard to Iki Kagawa, a native of Japan and former Yellow Jacket Bob Nishida, currently in Japan over in Osaka City. It runs Hockey Factory Japan, which is a hockey shop and a training facility with synthetic ice. Bobby was here with the Yellow Jackets a couple years before I was. In my freshman year, he was still here, kind of serving as like a equipment manager kind of position. But anyway, he's over in Japan tuning us in. I know it's 13 hours ahead over there. Bobby, I hope you're doing well. 4-on-4. Face-off will be in the Eau Claire zone to the left of Max Guchar. He's made 18 saves so far. Blue Golds win the face-off. They carry it to center. Pass is going to be out of the reach of Dronin. Now Dauphinet's pass intended for Roosevelt doesn't go. Rojo interferes perfectly to run the pick. They come back across the line. Schmoll from the left circle. The shot swallowed up by Boschert. So Ishmael and Recchi each taking 2 minutes for roughing in that last exchange. Face-off controlled by Eau Claire. Rojo with a long shot, sticked away by Boschert. Puck tied up along the half boards, comes up to Stein, left point, over to Rojo, right point, a shot tipped in front by Dronin, stopped by Boschert. Now Schmoll behind the net, feeds it up top, Rojo, he walks it to the middle, takes the shot, blocked by Roosevelt. Stein picks up the loose puck, he mishandles now, and the Jackets' Bergstrom comes away with it on the right wing, 2-on-2. He tried to center, looking for Roosevelt, but that was blocked. And now the Blue Golds will come back, Rojo leading the rush. So one D-man leads it one way, a D-man leads it the other way. Rojo plays it back. Trenton Heidi across the Yellow Jacket line, a shot that's going to miss. Puck comes wrapped around. Goes off the skate of Roosevelt. Blue Golds get it back at center. Bacala, top of the left circle, walks it to the middle now, has it right circle. Bacala circles behind the net, comes out left circle. Has it in the high slot, fires blocked. Yellow Jackets get away with it here, and Axel gets it to neutral ice. Heidi picks it up here, and he'll circle it back the other way. Bacala dumps it in. Yellow Jackets get it back. Rasmussen now leading the rush. The captain up the right wing, crosses the line, fires! Guchar the save. Big rebound, but he kicks that one away from trouble. Jackets are going to be forced to regroup. Bacala on the left wing. Fires it back. Taken here by Bradley across the Yellow Jacket line. Poke check nicely by Blake Holmes. Carson Riddle tried to clear it, stays in. Now Bacala does back it out to neutral ice. Penalized players are back on, so we're back to 5-on-5 with 7.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Yellow Jackets leading Eau Claire 2-1. Across the Yellow Jacket line, that's broken up. Stein backs it up. Gives to Rojo in the center face-off circle, and he'll dump it back into Yellow Jacket territory. Liam Whitehouse throws that one ahead to center. Hits a skate. Francois got it. Francois in the right circle. Tried to drive it to the net, but that was broken up. It comes up to the right point. Gets past Liam Whitehouse and will come all the way down. Now Ryder tried to clear. That's not going to go. Yermolnik falls down, but the puck does come to neutral ice. Blue Golds fire it rink wide and on the right wing across the line. Eriksson drives it toward the net. Boschert with the save. Francois around the left wing. Setter chips but not out. Schmoll in the right circle. Gets relieved of the puck. Blue Golds get it back. Charlie Eriksson there. Down low for Schmoll. Right side of the net, a shot. That's blocked. Loose puck taken here by Yermolnik, and he's able to get that past Heidi out into the neutral zone. Trenton Heidi ahead for Eriksson. Now Schmoll throws that one across. They tried to catch somebody going to the front of the net. That was Jordan Randall, but the Jackets able to break that one up. Evan Axel for Setter on the left wing. Now ahead Dauphiné. He tried to dump it in. It got blocked. Big hit in the neutral zone, and Nickerson's going to the box. Jackets are giving the Blue Golds another power play opportunity. Would have been just fine if he didn't leave his feet. And the freshman's got to be a little bit smarter than that. It's going to be a power play here for Eau Claire. Down to the penalty, 14:02. Logan Nickerson for an elbow. Again, if he doesn't leave his feet, he's probably fine. If he doesn't leave his feet, he's fine. But he left the feet and got the elbow up, so it's a power play for Eau Claire, their fourth. Face off to Boschert's right. Ishmael in to take the face off. Loses it, and it comes right in on goal, so Boschert forced to make a save. And we'll do it again. Holmes and Whitehouse, the defensemen. Ishmael and Roosevelt, the forwards. Blue Golds win the draw. Rojo at the left point. Grundy left circle. Right on the goal line, they try to force that one in front. As Jordan Randall tried to pull it from backhand to forehand right on the goal line, but Boschert was there to intercept that little play and cover it. 10 seconds gone here in the power play. 5:47 to play in the third. 2-1 Yellow Jackets. Whitehouse wraps that hard, but it's held in at the left point nicely by Rojo. Rojo now, left circle, over to Bacala, right circle, down to the right side of the net. That one pops up in the air. Boschert gets a glove on it, and he was able to cover that one up, and now some wrestling going on in front of the net. Whitehouse loses the helmet. And I think they're both going to go to the box. Whitehouse and Grundy, it appears, are both going to the sin bin. As tempers continue to flare here tonight. I'm assuming it'll stay 5-on-4. Crowd doesn't like it. But frankly, the right call, I believe. Face off to Boschert's left. Minute 33 left in the power play. 5:30 to go here in the third. 2-1 Jackets. Jackets win the face-off. Tyler Ryder forced to eat that one in the corner. Way to assume they were coincidental minors for roughing.
Eau Claire's number 14, Tyler Grundy. And to the Yellow Jackets, number 25, Liam Whitehouse. That's Grundy for Eau Claire, Whitehouse for the Yellow Jackets, both for roughing.
Roughing minors, centering feet out front. The shot on the doorstep taken by Peterson. Save made by Boschert. Jackets need to get a clear here. Dronin feeds it down low. Peterson between the circles again. That one's going to miss just wide. They're really doing a good job moving the puck quick and getting it in tight on the Yellow Jackets here. Dronin left circle. Tees it up and shoots, and that one's going to miss wide. Comes up to the right point. Heidi able to hold his own. Now a steal. Gavin Rasmussen shorthanded. Rasmussen in the clear. Takes the shot, and the save is made by Guchar. As Rasmussen had a couple defenders battling with him. Now he gets thrown to the ice. Play continuing on. Two officials are engaged in that. Meanwhile, the puck in the Yellow Jacket zone, and finally get the stoppage in play. And we're going to get a penalty here on Eau Claire, I believe. They're going to get Leo Bacala. Boy, there's a lot happening here in this third period. I admittedly did not see the infraction that they called on Bacala. 15:41 the time of the penalty on him. I was watching the other end, where Gavin Rasmussen was all kinds of locked up with an Eau Claire player. So we're going to be 4-on-4 for 21 seconds, and then the Jackets are going to get a power play of their own. There were 4 penalties total in this hockey game through 40 minutes. There have been 9 now in the third. Jackets win the draw. Axel at the right point. Feeds it down low. Dauphiné behind the net, taken hard into the boards and knocked off his skates. Axel, right circle, takes the shot, saved by Guchar, rebound to the right wing corner. Dauphiné tied up there, Ishmael in to help out as the puck is worked along the boards. Nickerson's out of the box, Jackets now on the power play for their 4th time this evening. Meanwhile, Schmull shorthanded the other way, sharp angle shot misses, and the Jackets at center. Yarmolnik to the right wing for Axel. He takes a shot that goes well wide of the goal. In the left wing corner, Dauphiné battling for possession. Blue Golds get it to clear, not out. Axel holds it in at the right point, gives it to the right circle. Ishmael, sharp angle shot there, goes right through the goal crease. Blake Holmes, left point, shot tipped in front. That goes off the outside of the goal. Behind the goal, Ishmael now. Under a minute left in the power play here. Over, Holmes, right point. Axel takes it out front. Yarmolnik fires, and he just misses wide left. First time the Jackets have gotten an opportunity from that bumper position. Now up top left point, Holmes feeds it right circle, Ishmael wide. Ishmael picks it up again, 35 left in the power play, under 3 to play here in the third period. Jackets leading 2-1. Shot taken by Axel, misses wide. Carry him off the end boards, taken by Dauphiné. He leaves it for Ishmael. Up top, right point, Axel. 25 to go in the power play. Ishmael feeds it across on the back door, Yarmolnik, and he whiffed on the one-timer. Now it's along the end board. Stein gets control for Eau Claire. He'll clear as both teams will change personnel. 2.5 to go here in the third period. Jackets leading 2-1. Stretch pass intended for Rasmussen, picked off at center. We'll keep an eye on Guchar, who's inching his way out of the Eau Claire net. Penalized player Bacala's back on. So Jackets 0 for 4 on the power play. They go to clear. It's held in by Heidi. Now the Jackets clear. Cade Shea up the right wing. Has it poked off his stick. Danziger at his line, turns it over, and that's going to be an offside call, fortunately for the Jackets, as all the momentum was going back the other way. For the first time in a while, the penalty boxes are vacant. Face off outside the Yellow Jacket blue line. We're down to 2:01 remaining here in the third. Guchar remains in the net. We'll keep an eye on that. Some third period shenanigans there as the Blue Golds try to make a late change. Schmull's got the puck for Eau Claire. Connor Schmull on the right wing. Sends it down low. Bad carom off the end board. Came to the right side of the goal. Jackets able to clear. Rojo at the right point. Throws that one wide. Picked up behind the Yellow Jacket net. Jordan Randall up top. Rojo, a shot that misses wide. Stein holds at their left point. Over to Rojo, wide point. Guchar heads to the bench. Extra attacker on. Stein left circle. Fans on the shot. Rasmussen's got it. Feeds it across for Riddle. Across the line. Takes the shot and he scores! Granted, there's no goalie in the net, but it doesn't matter. Carson Riddle ices it for the Jackets. 3-1. .18:35 the time of the goal. Carson Riddle's first. Probably a little too early to say icing it there, but nonetheless, big goal by Riddle. Guchar back in. I would imagine if Eau Claire gets possession here, they'll get Guchar out once again. Holmes flips it in. Puck comes down loose in front of the goal. The shot, and that one just misses wide.
Goal of the season, number 15, Carson Riddle. He got an assist from number 13, Gavin Rasmussen. That's Riddle.
So Riddle from Rasmussen as the Blue Golds jump back on the attack again. Extra attacker on as Guchar is out. Shot blocked in the slot by Roosevelt. Picked up here. Carried down by Hoyard. He goes behind the Yellow Jacket net. 45 seconds to play. Hoyard sends it up top. One-timer left point. Rojo misses high. Roosevelt on the left wing will choke up and chop that all the way down. Enough on that to keep it from going the distance. The Yellow Jackets change. Blue Golds right back in transition. Across the line they come. Shot from the left circle. Taken by Herzberg. Kicked away by Boschert. Now behind the net. It comes back up top. Rojo walks it to the middle. Gives it off. Now down low. That's going to be intercepted. Jackets go for the empty net again. That's going to miss wide. Rasmussen's going to pick it up and try to tuck it in. Instead, he ducks underneath it. Throws that one through the goal mouth. It's going to come over to the right wing boards. Blue Golds are going to clear. And that's going to do it here tonight. Final score, Yellow Jackets with a 3-1 victory over UW-Eau Claire. And they open the conference season with a big victory against the Blue Golds. Final score 3-1. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network. We're back at Westman Arena. It's time for the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy, and it comes on the heels of a 3-1 victory for the Yellow Jackets here tonight, opening the conference season with a win on home ice, improving to 3-1-1 on the season. You're going to be over here, Mouse.
Thank you.
You get to put the headset on with me.
I'm usually
Yeah, I know. You're all right. Got her?
got her.
All right. So Brian Meisner, assistant coach for the Yellow Jackets, joining us here. There you are. You see yourself on
I'm
camera?
trying to hide.
Well, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. The cameras
It
are all
adds like 40 pounds,
you
right?
can't- So they tell me. At any rate, Mouse, 3-1 win here tonight over a pretty good Eau Claire club, and that was tense at times.
Yeah.
You know, and then got a little bit rough there in the third period, but at the end of the day, you guys got it out the win.
Yeah, good old-fashioned WIAC game, right? You know, it comes down to the wire, and two good teams, and, you know, I thought we gutted it out longer than they did, and, you know, Jack played outstanding again, made some big saves, and, of course, our penalty kill was really good, so kind of those little things got us the win tonight.
He was the best player on the ice second half of the game, Jack was.
100%.
Not even close.
Yeah.
No, he was fantastic, and when you needed him in the PK in that third period,
Yeah.
tremendous.
Yeah, usually they're the best penalty killer, right?
It has to be.
Yeah, you know, so we did a lot of good things, though. You know, I thought as the game got on, it was probably our best second period of the year.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a big plus for us. We did a lot of, you know, back-checking better, you know, as the game wore on. Our defensive zone still has to get better. We're working on it. You know, it's just communication and trusting each other. And, you know, I think sometimes we try and do too much, you know, where less is more. And sometimes you get caught out, and even though you're trying to think the right way, you know what I'm trying to say, you're fighting for a loose puck, or you're back checking because you're right on the guy instead of laying him off for the D to get. So, you know, we're doing those things, and our intentions are very, very good.
But some of that's to be expected. You got so many young guys in the lineup that some of that's going to be expected. But the flip side of that, you got a veteran decor, and it shows.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I mean, those guys battled their butts off tonight, and I can't be more proud of a group of guys. You know, all seven of them. Sammy Brennan played great when he got his chance in there, and you know, Dusty got a big goal for us. I mean, Whitey and Holmes. I mean, it was outstanding.
Yeah, yeah, they played extremely well on the defensive side of things. Flip side of that, though, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked McKenna in the pregame show. How do you get this power play going? Because they're getting looks and you're building momentum, like he said. Yeah. There's no finish there, though.
Not yet, but I thought that last power play was very good.
Yes.
You know, and so we got to build on that, like you talked about, like Rich talked about. And momentum's huge, too, right?
Yep.
I mean, but yeah, we need to score one or two. It would help a lot. But I don't know. What's the secret? I don't know. If I had that answer, I probably wouldn't be coaching here. Just kidding.
It's okay. I understand it. If I had the answer, I wouldn't be calling games here, you know. So got to turn the page quickly now because you got to get on the bus in the morning. Long road trip to Stevens Point. They got shellacked tonight by River Falls 5-1.
Wow. So
what goes into this now tomorrow, knowing you got an opponent that's kind of on the ropes a little bit?
Well, yeah. Well, you know, we got to worry about ourselves. That's what our mission is this year. Just worry about us and what we're doing and get better at our game. And, you know, Point is a tough place for us to play. It's always been a tough place for us to play. You know, my first year here, we won the WIAC in their barn. Of course, there were big fans.
Yeah, I see a little different when there's no fans there.
Yeah, but it was still a great win. You know, it was outstanding. So I like to get that instinct back where we had that, you know, shutdown. For me, looking at it from my perspective, when we play well against them, we have great gaps. And our forwards are doing a great job on the back check. And we cut them down at the red line or the blue line.
Before you go further, explain for the people gaps.
Yeah, so
you and I get it, but explain that.
So the gap between the defenseman and the offensive forward. So we talk about two stick links. So my stick to his stick, you know, to the opposite player's stick. And that's a gap. That's a good gap. You know, and if you keep him on the outside, so my outside shoulder to the forward's inside shoulder, and I'm doing my job right there. So my stick to stick, and that's a good gap. And if we do that, if our forwards are doing their job in the back check, our D can stay up like that, and then they turn pucks over, or they have to dump them.
Yep.
We slow them down. And that's, in my 4 years here, that's been our success with them. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we can do that.
Going back to this Eau Claire club here, I was expecting it to be a heavier game. You know, because typically they play a little heavier, particularly with their D-men, but they didn't. It wasn't nearly as heavy a game tonight as I expected. It was rough.
Yeah, it got rough.
And it was chippy a little in the third period.
Right.
But it wasn't as heavy a game as I expected. Would you agree with that?
I agree, and they're fast.
Yes.
They're not slow. They're fast. So maybe that's why they're not as heavy, I guess. But yeah, he does such a great job with them. I've always admired the way he coaches them and the structure that they have. So it's kind of like what we try to do a lot. So that's why we play a lot of close games against them.
Right.
That's my opinion. But
so great win.
Yeah.
Nice to start the conference season off with a victory. And on the bus tomorrow, long roadie.
Yeah, let's get it done.
You can't sweep if you don't win Friday.
That's right. Big Saturday tomorrow.
All right, Yellow Jacket assistant coach Brian Meiser, thanks for popping by as he comes up and pays us a visit after home games here and gives us a little bit of the coaching perspective following that 3-1 victory against UW-Eau Claire. Let's jump now into the post-game summary. It was a good start for the Yellow Jackets as Eau Claire kind of jumped out on the first initial shifts and had a little bit of a surge. Yellow Jackets weathered that storm. They had a little bit of a surge on their own and were able to capitalize early and take the 1-0 lead at 6:26. Alexei Yermolnik found a puck right in near the goal mouth there in a scramble. And, you know, I look at a guy like Alexei Yermolnik, and I see a little bit of myself in there. He's probably more skilled than I ever was, but he's a heavier player, and he's going to get the puck down low and near the goal mouth. He's going to score goals that are within, a few feet of the goal mouth, and he got the puck in tight there, lifted it up over goaltender Max Guchar for his first. Matt Francois and Tyler Ryder got the assist. Jackets off and running. They led 1-0 after one. Shots on goal in the first period favoring Eau Claire at 12-8. Early in the second period, the Yellow Jackets, with each team short one player, increased the lead to 2-0. It came at 2:21, so it was early. Carson Riddle made a really nice play on the right wing boards to work the puck to Dusty Bergstrom, and he had it in the high slot, snapping the wrist shot out home for his second of the season. Evan Axel also got an assist on the goal. And it was 2-0 Yellow Jackets, just 2:21 into the second period. Eau Claire kind of took charge of things a little bit from there as they had a couple of good stretches, and they ended up scoring their only goal of the game. It came at 11:18. Tyler Hersberg getting his first goal of the season. Kay Lemmer and Leo Bacala getting the assist to make it 2-1. Tough deal for the Jackets there because they iced the puck. They had a tired forward line that got caught on the ice a little bit too long. They lost the faceoff. You were already tired, and unfortunately they weren't able to recover that puck. Quick transition off the faceoff, and Hersberg scores from the right circle, beating Jack Boschert on the stick side, his first. And it was 2-1 Yellow Jackets, 11:18 of the second period. Stayed that way through the duration of the middle frame. Shots on goal in the second period. Eau Claire had 6 for a two-period total of 18, and the Yellow Jackets 5 for a two-period total of 13. Things got a little bit rougher in the third period. I made reference to saying that there were only 4 penalties called in the first two periods, and there were 10 called in the third period. A lot of coincidentals in there as the rough stuff kind of started to pick up a little bit. Penalty kills on both sides were very good. Goaltenders on both sides were very good. Jack Boschert made a number of saves in that third period. And on the flip side of it, Max Guchar made a couple of absolute dandies in the third period that kept it a one-goal game. It stayed 2-1 until the final 1:25 of the hockey game. Carson Riddle scoring his first of the season into the empty net, taking a feed from Gavin Rasmussen. First of the year for Riddle. Rasmussen the assist to make the final score 3-1. Shots on goal in the third period. Eau Claire had 18 for a game total of 36. And the Yellow Jackets had 12 for a game total of 25. Penalties in the hockey game. Each team took 7 penalties for 14 minutes. Each team going 0 for 4 on the power play. Eau Claire with 11 shots on net on the power play tonight. So out of their 36 shots, 11 of them, or nearly a third, came while they had the man advantage. Conversely, the Yellow Jackets, 1 shot on the power play. So that speaks volumes as we talk about the man advantage here in the power play and everything. That speaks volumes of how the Yellow Jackets they're not finding a way to get those shots or not finding a way to finish right now. So they've got a little bit of work to do, I think, with that power play. Definitely something we'll talk about in the pregame show here again tomorrow. Jack Boschert gets the start for the Yellow Jackets. Once again, turns in an incredible performance. He finishes the night with 35 saves, including 18 in the third period. So absolutely tremendous performance by him. He was the best player on the ice for the final 30 minutes of the hockey game. He improves to 3-0 on the season. The goals against average will stay at 1.00. And I'll do some quick math here during the break to see what his save percentage is going to look like. But incredible performance from Jack Boschert. He's 3-0 on the year. And the save percentage, which came into the night at .965, probably going to go up a little bit after this performance. On the other side, Max Guchar was good as well for UW-Eau Claire. He takes the loss, however. He's now 1-3-1. And his goals against average, 1.73, will go up. The save percentage will probably come down a little bit. He finishes with 22 saves. As we mentioned with the victory, the Yellow Jackets now 3-1-1 on the season, 1-0 in the WIAC. Currently sitting in a first-place tie with two other clubs. We'll talk about that in the final segment here in a moment. On the other side, UW-Eau Claire 1-3-1 and 0-1 in the WIAC. 3-1, the Yellow Jackets get the win here tonight. We'll take one more break, come back and put it to bed from Westman Arena in Superior. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Network.
All right, let's do it emphatically.